Hey, true believers.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a really special episode of the Way Late Bloomers podcast. In this episode, we're talking all about the brand new Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. I know that we've discussed Spider-Man in the past on previous episodes, and Joey's even joked at this point we might as well become a Spider-Man podcast, but this movie was too big and too massive to just not talk about. Plus, the inner nerd in me particular, I couldn't resist not talking about this movie. As soon as I saw it, I was like, we have to discuss this movie. This podcast is spoiler-filled, so if you've not seen the movie, do not listen to the podcast unless you just don't care about spoilers. If you have seen the movie, please enjoy. If you haven't, and don't want anything spoiled for you, please go watch the movie and then come back and listen to us. Because we go all out. We don't really leave anything on the cutting room floor. We kind of discuss everything. With all that being said, I hope everyone had a happy new year. It is now 2022. We made it through the train wreck that was 2021 and 2020 and 2019. Just keeps piling on. Regardless, I hope everyone had a great new year. I hope you guys were safe. You guys partied hard, drank hard, all that good stuff. Spent some time with some friends, by yourself, or, whatever floats your boat. I know that 2021 was kind of a rough year for everybody, so was the previous years, at least in my opinion, they were. 2021 kind of felt like, at least to me, I was living in the Twilight Zone. Like, a lot of stuff was weird, like holidays, birthdays, all that stuff to me, it just didn't. It was a really weird year for me. But I'm hoping 2022 will be a better year for everybody. I'm hoping that maybe something can go back to some sense of normalcy, if anything normal even exists anymore. But here's to 2022, and here's to better things to come. With that being said, again, just want to apologize for the lack of content coming out from us. Like I said before, it's been around Christmas and around holidays and stuff, and it's real hard for us to get together around that time with, family and how we're working and all that good stuff. Plus, we've been fighting our own demons and self-hatred and all that stuff, so we're trying to work through our own stuff right now. Don't worry, we promise more gaming videos is on the horizon. I know a few of you have asked me about that. They're coming. There's at least, six videos that are recorded gaming-wise, and I've got at least another 2-3 episodes of the podcast already recorded and in the bag. So we do have content. It's just I'm trying to pump out the podcast as quick as I can for you guys. Try to do it every other week. And with the gaming videos, Joey's he's got his own thing going on right now. He's in the middle of trying to find another job, and then with how he's working and stuff, it's been real hard on him, so bear with him. He's working hard on those videos, and we'll get them out to you as soon as possible. We've noticed there's been a huge spike in our podcast listens, so we just want to thank you guys so much for that. We kind of made a Facebook post about it and our Instagram post about how we're very thankful that throughout this past year, with how shitty things have been, you guys have kind of listen to us, and we're very grateful that we could be just a small glimmer of light in a really shitty year for all of you. So we're really grateful for that. We're very happy that we could provide some kind of entertainment and or laughter or anything to get you through that day. But with the new year going, we're going to really hit the ground running, and hopefully you'll see a lot more content coming out from the Way Late Bloomers. Before we get into the episode, I just want to say, as always, whatever platform you guys listen on, please leave us a like, a comment, review, share us around, because it really does help us a lot. It helps us get noticed, and it helps more people find out about us. If you can, check out our link tree where all of our links are on there, all of our podcast platforms, our socials, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Please give us a like and a follow if you haven't already. Post a bunch of updates over there about what's going on and when stuff is coming out. I do hope you guys enjoy this podcast. This was a really fun one to do, and I hope you guys enjoy hearing us nerd out and go all balls out on some Spider-Man. So thanks for everybody for listening, and just so you know, as always, we really do appreciate it. Love you guys. And before we get into this episode, I thought I would leave you guys with a message from Aunt May, since this is a Spider-Man-filled episode. This is from Spider-Man 2, and this is, in my opinion, probably one of the best quotes from the entire Spider-Man franchise. I think it can still ring true today, and I think it's a perfect way for everyone to start 2022. So with that being said, I now leave you with Aunt May. And before we get into the podcast, everybody remember...
Excelsior!
Everybody loves a hero. People line up for them, cheer them, scream their names, and years later they'll tell how they stood in the rain for hours just to get a glimpse of the one who taught him to hold on a second longer. I believe there's a hero in all of us that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride, even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most, even our dreams.
So anyways, that's how you take a tampon out. Oh, shit. Hey, guys.
What's up, everybody? We're here today.
Oh, my God.
Wait, how do you take a tampon in?
We'll discuss it later.
How do you put it
I didn't
in?
know it was on there.
How do you put it in? That sounds like you just did.
Or put it somewhere else. The back
Hello,
door?
listeners. Greetings.
Greetings from the other side.
Greetings from
All right, shut
the
up.
multiverse.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, so take back. Shut up.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back.
So
I'm gonna be nice to Spencer this entire episode.
we'll see how long that lasts. So we're here for a very special episode, which of the new. We're going to talk about Spider-Man, which we've talked about other times.
Which
before.
one?
All of them, or the new one. Sorry, and leading into some of the other ones. No Way Home.
No Way Home.
I was about to say I don't remember what it was called.
Huge spoiler warning. This is going to be spoilers filled galore.
We will literally talk about every single minute of the movie.
So if you've not
Quote
seen
by
the
quote.
movie, which I know people overseas haven't yet,
That sucks.
because they can't because of COVID. So don't listen, but come back after and listen. But so this is
I mean,
unless
you
don't
can
care
listen
about,
if you don't care.
Listen to the
If you don't-
first minute, 30 seconds of this.
if you don't care about spoilers, then but this is going to be filled with spoilers.
So they can't listen after this point.
Right.
So we're going to
Okay.
start discussing the movie in 3, 2, 1.
It's trash. It's the worst movie
seen
I've
better.
ever fucking seen. I
probably-
hate that I spent that much time in a movie theater
don't
to
know.
be that
hours.
disappointed.
It's probably like 6th or 7th out of Spider-Man movies.
Oh my god.
It's just very rushed and not well put together at all.
Well, I'm excited to do this because, like I said, we've seen it. I'm first of all, I'm excited because it's one we've all seen that we can all talk about.
Well, that's a first for most things. I don't think there's any other movie that we've all seen, but at the same time,
Even though he's seen it a day before or a couple
he
days
saw
before.
it 4 days before.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
We went Tuesday.
Monday. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we went to no, we did go Monday.
There's not
Yeah,
a
'cause
movie.
it doesn't fucking matter.
There's
The
not a
point is-
movie that's out and on demand that Mike hasn't seen.
That's not true.
It's mostly true.
If I name a movie, I can bet you've seen it.
Try me.
Child's Play,
You know that.
Jaws, Jurassic Park.
Beaster Day. No joke though. This guy is the movie guru. He's seen probably 90% of
Spider-Man.
movies.
Which one?
All of them.
I haven't seen the Japanese one you were talking about.
That's not a movie. That's a
the show?
series.
Or I haven't
Yeah,
seen
we're not
that.
talking about series. We're talking about movies. The Last Duel.
Well, I just talked about it with you. But yeah, we've all seen it, and I wanted to go with you guys so bad, but I had to unfortunately work. If you guys went the next night, I would have got to see it.
Would have
with
been
you.
cheaper too. Probably
But-
more packed.
Probably.
But I would have loved. This is a movie, one of those movie experiences that I wanted to experience with you guys, really, really bad. So, dude,
It's a shame you didn't.
I was at work Monday night, and I was like, God damn it, I should have I just wish I'd have called the fuck out. But
Well, I'm sure there'll be another one we feel similar about.
I do want to
in
go
the
see
future.
this with you guys again at some point. I mean, if
If it's still playing, yeah.
you guys are down for it, have you guys
I'll be
just
down
seen? Have you
seeing
guys just seen it the once?
Yeah. How many times have you seen it?
Anyway.
How many times have you seen it?
Anyway.
How many times have you seen it?
I'm curious too now. I refuse to move on till you answer the question.
You didn't even tell us you saw it more than once.
So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to... I want to talk to you guys about your likes. And,
I'm going to
get to that
I'm
in
going
a
to throw
moment.
this bottle at you if you don't tell me how many times you've seen this
How many
movie.
times have you seen it? And it better be less than 5.
I've seen it 4.
Wow.
How? How? With who?
How could you?
3 times with my mother and once by myself.
And you didn't think at
So,
all out of those 4 times
You
to
wanted
invite
to
us?
watch it with us.
They were all
But
around...
he's seen it an extra 3 times with us.
They were all around Christmas, so I didn't think you guys... Well, I knew you were working,
I hate you.
but... And then...
Okay.
It doesn't matter because that movie was garbage. It was hot trash water.
And then I'll probably end up seeing it again because I want to see it again with you guys.
You want to see it 5
I'm
times?
sure I'll see it again. So
by
then
myself.
we've only seen it once, so you may have caught more stuff than we
Yeah,
did.
you probably
That's
picked up
why I
on
was
more.
making notes about shit because I was trying to remember.
There's a couple of
you know.
Easter eggs that I caught onto or read about at other points.
I didn't see any eggs.
I'm gonna punch you in the. No, I'm not. I'm
See,
being,
you
I'm
couldn't
being
make
nice
it
to
5
you.
minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah, 5:30. So you was close, ish.
You know, I
should
said
we
that it
start?
was trash, but it wasn't. It was actually very good.
It was good, yeah. It was
So
awesome.
yeah, what? Did you guys have a lively audience when you guys saw it?
Not really.
Not really, but it was good because we could hear everything. I mean, you know,
We
how
were
people
in
get it.
the
Lenore, right?
the smaller theater, so like it wasn't even packed. But we had a decent amount of people. It just wasn't really packed.
Every show,
The only
I've been
person
to
that
is
wouldn't
packed,
stop talking was Spencer.
Decent amount of people, and they were all on our row,
Of course, that's how it
not
goes.
the rest of the theater. And
time I was
he's
trying to-
right. I did try to ruin the movie for him by talking every 2 seconds.
It'd be quiet and I'd be paying attention.
I know what his, I know what his favorite line was. I'm something with a scientist myself.
I'm sorry, dude. That happened. I was just like, yes.
There was another part. I don't know if you're ready to get into it or not, but there was another thing that Toby said that was a throwback to one of his older movies or one of the original ones. You remember when Doc Ock was talking to him like the first time they met?
They saw each other again.
Yeah. No. In the original. And I don't remember how it comes up. And Toby says, you know, I'm trying to do better.
Yes,
and then he
yes.
said it again in this one. And it
says-
dawned on me after the fact. But that was such a
He's
great
like, yeah.
line.
He's like, yeah. I'm trying to
okay.
be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to do better.
And that was cool to see too, because when they interacted, Doc Ock had control of himself.
Yeah.
Again,
He
That
was
was
back to
really-
being
He was
Doc Ock or
just with
Octavius again.
just with octopus legs.
Yeah, welded on
What
to
did
him.
what did she say?
I saw a
Didn't she ask him?
Yeah, she goes, "You want fresh water or salt?" He's like, "What?"
I don't remember that part. Who said that?
Aunt May.
Oh.
She's like, "You thirsty?" He goes, "Yeah, oh yeah, I'm thirsty." She goes, "You want fresh water or
I
salt?"
liked the interaction between him and Green Goblin was cool because they wasn't in the same movie,
Yeah, it was cool because they just knew about
but
each other.
but it showed that they knew each other just
Yeah,
based
they were
on
from
following
the
or
same
whatever.
universe, so like they had.
Well,
And just
I don't know how Goblin would have known Doc Ock though, because he died before.
They knew each other because they were
Oh,
scientists.
colleagues, yeah,
Yeah,
colleagues.
yeah.
Okay,
So
so
it's just like
it-
Dr. Connors knew Electro,
Right.
so they were in there.
And Dr. Connors also. Oh, are you talking about on Andrews?
Yeah,
well,
it's
then
the
I
same.
guess
But they all
Sandman
knew the other-
two also.
Yeah, in the first one, the Dr. Octavius and Norman also knew their Kurt Connors, which he didn't have like a villain part in the original
Yeah.
Spider-Man trailer. He was just his teacher, his professor. Remember the guy with no arm?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they all knew each other, but
Something hit me,
And they took a villain from each movie.
yeah, which was cool.
Yeah.
Something hit me in this movie that I didn't pick up on until like the third or
Did
fourth
you hit
time.
it back?
That fucking. And even watching Tom Holland's other movie, the name never dawned on me. But the thing with I didn't catch it till this movie. It's where she's
talking about MJ.
no, it wasn't MJ. It was Betty Brant. She's outside and they're like working for the Bugle. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Oh
She's
my
in the
god!
comics,
I
ain't
said
she?
I never picked up on that before.
I didn't either.
She's in the comics, right?
Yeah, she's the one. What's her name? Plays her in the Raimi trilogy. The shit. What's her name? She's the blonde chick. It's in all the comedies. I can't think of her name.
she was in
damn
the
it.
last Power Ranger movie as
Yeah.
Rita. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember her name.
Elizabeth something.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks.
Banks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, she played it, and it never dawned on me.
I didn't even
What was
notice
her
that.
last name? Betty Brant.
Betty Brant.
Okay.
I said, holy shit. I said, I never picked up on that before.
Was it
I
the same actress?
No.
It's just because I don't remember her now.
It's the blonde chick that Ned dates in the second one, when they're on the plane, and they're like, oh, we're together now from Far From Home.
It's been so long since I've seen that
That's
one.
her?
Yeah.
I don't remember her at all.
And the name never dawned on me until I was like, holy shit.
There was a name that I saw that I don't know if you guys saw. Remember when they're on top of the school and you see the graffiti on the back?
Yeah.
It says Ditka, which is one of the original writers.
No, I didn't catch that. I didn't see that at all.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So what did you guys overall really enjoy? Well, first of all, what did you guys dislike about it? Because I knew going into this, I absolutely loved this movie. Loved it.
I thought they were going to have a sixth
Fair.
villain or something, if you have to have a dislike, but if you would have put another one in there, it may not have been as good, just because...
I just have two small, minor ones. Mine's really more of a nitpick, kind of like yours was.
Well, and Lizard really didn't do much. I mean, he didn't really have any dialogue either.
Well, the same...
And did you notice they used the same footage from Sandman?
They did with Lizard, too.
Did they?
I think they just did voice work. They didn't actually come back for the movie.
You remember when they cured Sandman? It was the same footage of him.
That's the same from Spider-Man 3 when the water gets on him and his hands melting away he's trying to kill him.
They just reversed it, I guess. Yeah.
So and then it's the same shot when he's cured or whatever with Doc Ock, not Doc Ock, with
Lizard.
Lizard, where he's there.
Goblin or whoever, or Electro or whatever, blasted the statue right after he got cured. I said, they killed Sandman. Because he just got cured in there.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Like when they jumped out, and he's like, I've never seen him this powerful, and he blasted the fucking Statue of Liberty. I was like, you do know he's human, and he's in there again, right?
Yeah.
But what did you have any dislikes or nitpicks?
I don't like how Andrew was kind of the ditzy one.
I actually really enjoyed
and,
that.
my wife said something about that really, it kind of hit me after the fact. They said they probably did that because he's kind of like the hot one. You get what I'm saying? So they made him kind of like ditzier.
Fair.
But, going back and thinking about the other ones, he did kind of have that little bit of I guess like the nerdy charm where he was kind of like ditzy in a way in some areas, but...
Well, it's like he kept his, it's like he was always in his Spider-Man outfit, so to me it's like he kept who he was as Spider-Man instead of Peter Parker, but that was the...
What do y'all think if maybe they would have had, because they mentioned, the Electro was like, I thought you was going to be black, and it was a kind of...
Miles Morales?
Well, there's, if you think back to the first Tom Holland movie, Donald Glover?
Yeah.
Glover. Childish Gambino, that's the only way I know.
Because they were, I remember that.
His character was actually in the comics. I can't remember who he is, but his nephew ends up being Miles Morales.
That's it, because he mentions his nephew in the... I don't know if you've seen Homecoming in a while.
Not in a while.
He's the one that he webs to the car when he's like, hey man, I got ice cream in here.
And well, like with him being, with that universe being the central one, they could have maybe even shown Vulture or Scorpion or whatever, mentioned him.
Because like I said, Vulture, he's coming. He's in the Morbius movie.
Well, I like how he made fun of the Rhino character, Andrew Garfield.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
He's like, I fought a Russian in a suit or something.
Big Rhino suit.
You know what would have been kind of cool too is like, there's not only just 3 Spider-Men. Like, what if they somehow showed, like, maybe when everything was cracking at the end, like other web slingers slinging around.
Well, if you look closely, you could see other villains.
I saw 2 villains that I caught.
I saw Rhino, I'm pretty sure.
I saw Rhino and Kraven are the 2 that I saw, or the 2 big ones that I saw.
You just had to look really close.
Maybe they purposely did that.
It's real quick, so you don't have time to really,
that
look at everything. That
must have been one of the times I was running my mouth to him. Probably why I missed it.
Yeah, probably.
Do you have any more dislikes, or...
I'm trying to think back.
But I understand what you mean, because it's like, well, a lot of people had that. There was some guy I watched, he had that argument, because he was like, I feel like, he said they felt like Andrew, they shoved him into the MCU comedy formula.
Right, instead of letting him be himself. Which, whatever. Toby, I think, they all did great jobs. I just feel like Toby, it just feels like it was missing something, kind of like his original...
But he still had that, it's not ditzy, but
he's seasoned.
It's the...
I guess because he's older in this, but he just kind of felt... I don't know. It just didn't feel like he was as... I don't know. You remember the first one, he was just a little bit more pumped for everything?
You could tell it was, way later. He didn't just get pulled out of right after fighting Topher Grace.
Right.
Well, there was yeah, because
I'm
someone
gonna rub
said
some dirt in your eye.
someone said there was like it's like, you know, since he was older, they were like, they liked that version because someone was like, if they introduced Miles Morales now, they thought about it'd be cool if somebody like Andrew Garfield, or since Tobey Maguire's older, like they taught him Toby
Obi-Wan Maguire
taught him how to be like, you know, the to be Spider-Man and stuff like that. But
we'll see. I was just gonna say real quick, you know how they did in the Avengers with all these villains or whatever, and then everybody pops back in. It'd be kind of cool if later they have a bunch of Spider-Man villains or something, and then a bunch of Spider-Men pop out of portals or some shit like that.
That would be cool. The only two nitpicks I had was I wish that the scene with Aunt May and Peter where she's dying.
Right.
I wish it was a little bit longer. I feel like it was almost, you finally got the heart to heart that we talked about in a previous episode, and it needed to be just a little bit longer. I felt like it was
that got me too, because I thought she was alive still. I was like,
oh, I knew she was going to die.
That was so much.
She had to die because that had to be their connecting force between all three of them. Now, I wish on that same
all three
note,
of the Spider-Man?
Yeah, they all lost someone.
Yeah, the loss
he
and
needed,
grief.
And more specifically, they all lost aunt or uncle.
Right.
Yeah, the grief. Yeah, the grief. You know that.
You know, I guess you could say Tom Holland lost Tony Stark.
Yeah,
but that's not the same as losing a family member.
Yeah, because that's all he had left after that.
Right. I wish Andrew would have talked about losing his Ben too.
Fair.
Because he talked about Gwen, but when I think back to the movies, his performance when he lost Uncle Ben way superseded the Gwen loss.
Who killed his Uncle Ben?
Oh God, I don't.
Does the robber, the
Was
guy?
It's just another rob. It's remember the one.
Same no, I know.
He wants
Toby's.
the guy that robs the Tobey Maguire.
I know Toby's. I was
Yeah,
asking.
Andrew's remember when he's in that store and he wants chocolate milk,
store.
and he couldn't afford it. He's missing like a couple cents,
just a penny or something like that.
And then the robber fucking steals him one and gives him the milk.
Yeah, throws the milk to him, and he runs out. And Uncle Ben's looking for him on the street.
And remember, and then he's like,
throughout
the first one, he's like hunting down that robber, blonde hair, sunglasses, and a star tattoo.
Well, what's interesting too is like, not only with Tony Stark, but with all their aunts and uncles or whatever, is they blame themselves for what happened.
Right.
Yeah. And and
that might be where that connector is because he blames himself for not saving Gwen.
Right, and they blame themselves because they could have easily stopped it. Toby could have not stepped out of the way for that guy.
I mean, I feel like
he thought it was the robber, but wasn't it revealed like the Sandman?
Yeah, it was revealed to be the Sandman, which I think they just did that to
twist him in.
Well, that's what they wanted, that theme. That's what I liked about Raimi's trilogy. They all had different themes. Like the third one was about forgiveness and stuff like that, and the first one was about the second one was about responsibility, and I can't remember what the first one was about. I'm blanking on it, but yeah,
high school.
There's a lot of people that had that don't like that connective tissue of Sandman actually killing him, but they wanted that theme of revenge and forgiveness.
What was cool, what the two other Spider-Men were trying to get Tom to realize is that good came out of it too. Like you healed Doc Ock, you know.
That is my favorite part of the entire movie
when they're all talking about
that part. It just floored me. Like, well, first of all, it's like I had to remember. I can't believe I was actually seeing it for the first time, seeing them, you know. But that and the part where Andrew, like, he's talking about Gwen, and he talks about how
he's such a good actor.
It made him bitter and stuff like that. And he said, "Stop, dude." That guy, I was like, and
they were trying to get to him. Like, this is why this made us better Spider-Man.
I wish that scene would have been a little bit longer, just like you wish the Aunt May scene was longer.
That's fair.
And gave them more time for Tom to kind of like feel that anger, but then see where they're coming from.
That's fair.
And I love that at the end, he still had that fucking bitter anger towards Goblin. And it took Toby to get him out of that. That was such a strong part, because I was like, dude, it doesn't matter if you're in that moment, you've lost someone and you blame someone, doesn't matter what anyone says, you're going to fucking you're going to go after them.
I mean,
especially if the fuckers gliding around laughing at you.
Yeah.
But that part, I don't know, something about that part, like I said, because it was just focused when it on him. Because you felt everything that he felt, and it's like, and it's a great callback to the other movie and stuff like that. But I don't know, dude, that part,
because in that moment,
holy shit, that part is just incredible.
After that, all he could think is like, why didn't I push that button and get rid of these fuckers? But he couldn't see, like, he didn't really put together how much he helped Octavius.
Yeah.
And could have helped probably the others other than Goblin and Electro were mainly... Sandman just wanted to go home, what it seemed like to me.
That's why people felt like Sandman was an odd choice to bring back.
Well, it's because they wanted to do
else?
one from every movie, and I don't think they could bring Topher from that one.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
I mean, that's...
But I see what
They
you're
still
saying.
could have done...
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is ready.
They could have technically tried to do Harry and just had both the goblins in it.
True. True. Did I tell you, like, I thought it would be funny if the goblin was flying around and then Harry just popped up and said, Dad?
But I don't want that to take away from... I thought Toby's was great when he was talking about... He said, and I hunted down the man, and he said, it didn't help anything. He's like, and he said, it took him a long time to get through the darkness and stuff like that. I just love that entire... That whole scene is just fantastic.
That was a very strong scene.
They did a good job portraying... in a few moments what they went through in those movies, like you could tell what they were reminiscing about and stuff. I also think it would have been cool to see a scene like a little montage, like raindrops keep falling on my head, like all three of them going around town doing stuff together.
The part, at the end when they finally get their shit together and start working as a team, was beautiful.
That's another one of my favorite.
You could
scenes.
see all of their styles of Spider-Man and the fighting and the swinging and all that in that one scene.
When they were swinging around and doing the woo, that stuff they did in their own movie. I was like over there. I was like trying not to cry and had a huge smile on my face at the same time.
I will tell you,
I was. It was just
when they named the Spider-Mans 1, 2, and 3. I was a little iffed that Tom Holland was Spider-Man 1. I understand that it's his universe. But it pissed me off that it wasn't Toby 1, Andrew 2, Tom 3. And it should have been because they could have at least gone by age.
True. But I love Andrew's thing. Peter 3! I love like the whole,
I get it, but that to me made me feel like they were saying that Andrew was the third and worst out of the three. And I will always say that Andrew was a better Spider-Man than both of them. He wasn't a better Peter Parker. Toby was great, but I would still put Andrew a hair above as Spider-Man specifically. His Peter Parker kind of...
Did you like where he was like, you know what, man, you're amazing.
Yeah, I did.
You are amazing.
Yeah, and that was like another little... Oh, and the back scene, he's got a problem with his back and he cracks his back.
I got this problem with my back. He's like, you want me to pop it? He's like, yeah.
I forgot about that. And remember when at the end when he was like standing there holding him, he's like, you're in so much pain, aren't you? He's like,
yeah,
I am.
That was such a good part. Now,
my only other nitpick, real fast.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right. My only other nitpick was at the ending when Tom goes to say goodbye to the other two Spider-Men. That's another scene I wish was a little bit longer.
Yeah. Or at least give them more...
I understand why he had to hurry up to go say bye to Ned and MJ. I understand it's a very critical moment, but I wish they lived in that moment a little bit longer, because it's like, bro, you might never see that again.
At least got their Twitters or something, or Facebook.
Well, they're in a different God almighty.
I know.
But and then, I liked at the end with the whole Ned and MJ scene when he goes back to find them and he leaves it. Because he gets that moment, that same thought they all had.
Peter Parker, or the Peter Parker and Spider-Man that we know so well.
It's because he knows, like, if he brings them back into the fold, he's going to put them at risk again. So he was just like, no, I'm not going to do this again.
Where they all finally realize great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
And
as much as that hurt, that was a great scene. Yeah. Seeing him looking at her and all that, dude, I was like, oh, God, dude, that hurts me to watch that. But he knows that it's best. Because
that's like, if one of you had that response and had to give up, your wife or like, your friend, your family, and shit like that. That and people not knowing who the hell you are anymore and stuff like that. It's like,
I think that would be nice for people to not know who I
am. Maybe this is their way of turning Ned into the Hobgoblin.
That was one of my questions.
Because he doesn't know him, so maybe he'll just end up...
Well, he could be from a different universe, too, and Ned from another universe. Because as what's his name said, Dr. Strange said, there's millions of different multiverse.
I do have another nitpick, but it's for all the Tom Holland movies. The guy who plays Flash is a weird choice to me.
Flash Thompson.
I don't like this version of Flash.
Okay, so...
Doesn't he become like anti-Venom or something?
He becomes Venom.
He'll become Venom at some point, and with the fact that I don't know for sure, but the speculation is that Tom Hardy was blipped into his universe, and now he's been blipped back out. And Venom got a little bit of Venom got left behind. He's going to attach to Flash.
That's what I was going to say.
If that happens, I will be highly upset. I don't understand why they would keep the two set. Why not let Tom Hardy just be in that universe?
Well, I heard the other day that apparently Tom Hardy's Venom is in Andrew's world. That's the one he exists in. That's what I've heard.
Are they going to redo Andrew Garfield's?
I've heard, thanks to this movie, that Sony has now greenlit a bunch of, or it's rumored that they've greenlit a bunch of projects with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, plus and possibly an Amazing Spider-Man 3, which now everybody and their brother wants now, thanks to this movie.
Well, on that topic, I was
that's going to get so confusing.
I
and
didn't
convoluted.
really have that much of a problem with the Green Goblin from Andrew Garfield's. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, version. I thought it was an interesting take on him.
Well, they claimed
he was scary.
They claimed he was more of a Goblin, like comic accurate version of the Goblin
compared to
Willem Dafoe. And
now that'll never take away from Willem Dafoe's
right.
acting.
I like him better, but I'm just saying I wasn't so low that I like trashed that Goblin.
Yeah,
that was a cool Goblin. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Willem Dafoe. He did all of his stunts.
Yeah,
in this movie.
In this last.
That's why he wanted
awesome.
to come back.
He's like 60-some years old. He did all of it, and he told him when he came back, he's like, "I'll only do it if you let me do the action." He's like, "Because I don't want someone else being me."
Can we take a moment to appreciate how fucking awesome he is in this movie?
Oh, dude,
the acting
him
top
and Melina.
notch.
Him and Melina.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like that whole scene.
Even though they digitized him a lot, I think probably.
Well, they had to de-age him a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
He looks a lot different. I noticed the first shot when he comes into frame says,
Hello,
"Hey,
Peter."
yeah, he says that. He looks entirely different from the rest of the movie than he did in that very first shot or whatever. But
true.
That was probably something digital. But that Willem Dafoe, just the fact that he can just contort his damn face and shit like that.
Dude, he could have played an amazing Joker. He still could. Dude, he's got that fucking smile and the craziness to him.
That scene where they're fighting in the condo and he's just wailing on him, and you can see him just laughing and shit while he's wailing on him. So I was like, bro, that.
And they finally showed you, because they did it a little bit in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Green Goblin had some fucking strength to him.
True. Yeah.
He did. He was kind of like a super soldier, basically.
I was gonna say super serum. Yeah.
But they showed it in this one how much he whooped Tom Holland's ass, tossing him around and shit. Now, I do say that I feel like they pulled Tom's punches back a little bit because he is really strong. It didn't really show that, and it's never really shown that.
It showed him pretty ripped though when he was changing at the first of it.
They did, but I feel like they always do that because they want they don't want to make him too overpowerful.
Yeah,
but they even talk about in the comics that Spider-Man always pulls his punches like Superman does because he knows that how bad he could hurt someone.
Right. Well, even Andrew Garfield, that's what he said in his speech when he was talking. He said, "Yeah, I've been pulling my punches." He said because I just
Right. So I feel like they could have made Tom a little bit stronger.
Well, but then again, isn't his character, since his character is so, because I feel like at the end of it there when he's beating, I feel like he's literally beating the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, see, and that was a good thing I noticed, where it's like they finally let him actually use his strength.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have done it sooner.
That's fair.
Because I feel like he just got his ass kicked over and over, which he needed to happen.
Just the
I wonder if
redemption.
William Dafoe was like, stun double! Beat the shit out of him.
But that part at the end, when he's beating the shit out of him, and he's got that part, and he has that whole speech. He's like, "Yeah, I might have been there, but you delivered the final blow." That whole thing, and he contorts his face again,
and he's just
all that
fucking
shit.
with him like, "There you are,"
and he's laughing and all that shit. And that part where he grabs the glider, like he was talking about, he's going to stab him. And all that shit. Fucking awesome.
That was a great way to throw back to the original with the glider.
Almost
Kill him again with the glider.
Yeah. I love the fact too that they're fighting on
Don't tell Harry.
They're that they're fighting on the Captain America shield too, which is it's like they're going against everything that Cap stood for in that universe too. So I thought that was a cool.
What if that old version of Chris Evans hobbled up was like, Peter, what's going on here?
Peter,
I remember when that was me.
Did y'all like Matt Murdock?
Dude,
that was cool.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I haven't seen that series.
Charlie, right?
You gotta watch that.
That's a great series.
Charlie Cox. Yeah. Dude, that series.
I think
incredible.
it would have been fucking amazing if in the last fight scene Daredevil came out and was like, "Here, I'm here to help." You know what I mean? And have Matt Murdock come in and.
I'm not very audible when it comes to movies because by him I fully expect. I was like, he's not going to be in it. I was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. He ain't gonna be in
I told you he was on the IMDb.
It doesn't matter. They can fake that shit. See, I was on the fence about Toby and Andrew too, because I was like, which by the way, Andrew Garfield's a fantastic liar, because he was doing all this press for that Tick Tick Boom that's on Netflix.
That looks really good.
It's fantastic.
I need to watch that.
If you're all of us are at the age of, I don't mean to go on a rant about something, but all of us are at the age of almost being 30, and that's what he's trying. He's trying to
cope with.
He's trying to write this shit and be successful with his life before he turns 30.
Yeah.
It's like a musical style, but the music's really good in it, but it's phenomenal. I highly recommend it. But he did all that press for that movie, and he lied. He was like, fantastic. He's like, no, I'm not in this fucking... So I started to think, I went in with expectations, maybe they're really not, but I hope that they are.
Right.
So when he showed up, when Matt Murdock showed up, I literally went, oh, like loud, because even my mom was like, but yeah, you made noise. I was like, I never make noise during the movie, but I was like, oh shit, and like everybody was like clapping and shit like that in my theater, and but dude, that was awesome. I was not expecting that, but I'm a really good lawyer.
Got that the brick they threw. He's like, how'd you do that? I'm a hell of a lawyer.
I'm a really good lawyer.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
There's somebody made an argument about that the other day. They're like, why? I don't remember what the argument was, but it was something about why would Matt help them when, like, you know, he usually takes cases for free or something like that. I was like, they do know Peter's poor, right? Like, you know, that's the whole point of Spider-Man. I was like, plus he probably obviously knows that he's Spider-Man now. Mm-hmm. I was like, he obviously likes what he's doing because Daredevil agrees with his thing, because Daredevil and Spider-Man's a huge thing in the comics together. So I'm like, the argument made no sense to me.
What universe would you have to guess, Toby's or Andrew's, that Mysterio was originally a part of? Because didn't he say he was from another universe? Yeah,
Earth, a different Earth or something. Did he say Earth? I think he said Earth.
I don't remember.
Different world. Yeah, he said like from Earth.
Possibly he was going to be part of the Sinister Six.
I was kind of hoping he was going to be in it or pop back up at the end.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
He might now. You never know. The portal's got to open up. There might be another one come through. I was going to say... about being in other universes, Doctor Strange is a part of Tobey Maguire's universe.
Yeah, they mentioned. Yeah, that's true. They mentioned
talking about trying to name Doc Ock. The guy throws out the name Doctor Strange. He goes, "I like it, but it's taken." So we know that Doctor Strange is in the Tobey Maguire.
Nice.
Yeah. I had some more. Like I said, I made a ton of notes because I was gonna
real quick. The Hobgoblin kind of look on Willem Dafoe during the whole hotel thing was cool.
Well, it caught me this time around.
That's what I thought of first when I seen it.
He was wearing the suit underneath everything.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was really cool. Because, like, my thing was
just the hood was left.
Well, I didn't realize it until I think I saw it the last time when he was sitting in the what was it, the soup kitchen.
Yeah.
Was like, I loved how his outside sweater was green and his hoodie was purple like the comic. And I said, I never caught that before. Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
Also, I knew something was up with him whenever Octavius was talking to him and he was just sitting there looking at that serum.
And says, like, no more darker half or whatever.
Yeah, I knew something was up. And then Electro never acted like he was on board with it.
That was a good thing. What do you guys think about? I have the villains.
I think Jamie.
Here. What do you guys think about Jamie
himself?
Jamie
in this
Foxx's
one.
Electro.
Didn't he say like he did? At least he ain't blue or something.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. I watched their panel on YouTube. It's like, what made y'all come back? He said, well, they told me I didn't have to be blue.
Yeah.
So
I like
how they finally made Electro. Oh my God, Electro powerful. Like he was a strong villain.
And they glimpsed it. They glimpsed his like comic book.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's like
that mask.
I love that. That was a huge thing.
Did a good job with that. I feel like, and I kind of complain about this with like the Suicide Squad and all that, how you've got a couple characters are at the forefront. And, you know, obviously the Spider-Mans are the forefront of this, but as their villains go, you had Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro at the forefront. And they, like you said, they didn't do much with Sandman and Lizard.
Right.
I feel like they could have done more with them. But you only got X amount of time, and they weren't as strong. I think Lizard was a strong villain for...
Yeah.
He was more of a villain to Andrew as compared to Electro.
Right.
But they did pump Electro up finally.
Yeah.
Someone asked,
But it could be the conflicts with the actors.
And he also
like-
called him.
True.
Yeah.
And he also, Strange called him, they didn't have to go after him. He had already been captured.
wasn't another thing
Right.
they said about time. They said that they cut a ton out of this movie, so I'm wondering.
Well, I just feel like think about how close Andrew was to Kurt Connors
True.
in that movie,
Very
and I
true.
feel like they could have done. He could have been like, Doc Ock or
Toby's
Green,
Doc Ock.
right? You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And that's how
That's fair.
he should have been, but then it was kind of like Electro was at the forefront.
It
But
must have been a conflict with the actors because he wasn't
Right.
really credited, was he?
Well, like I said,
Reese
those
Ifans,
two,
was
I
yeah,
don't,
he was.
I don't think the two of them even came back to shoot anything. I think all their shit was digital.
Thomas Hayden
and they
Church
just did
and
a bunch
Russ
of voice work or ADR,
See, they could have done that.
ADR after the movie was completed or
Right.
whatever.
Okay,
So
yeah, I didn't think about that.
I think that's all
I'm
they,
something
they
of a
did.
scientist myself. Sitting there.
I
Somewhat
love
of a
that. The
scientist
fact that
myself.
Remember
they
we
said
said
that.
he was like, is that a tree monster? It's just a tree, dude.
I love the part. It's like, y'all just gonna stand there and pretend I'm not butt ass naked? And fucking Sam was like, I am.
Which one said that?
This is Electro, and when they first meets him and he gets his body back,
Oh, yeah.
he's like, y'all, and then Jamie Foxx like, y'all ain't gonna stand there and pretend I just butt ass naked. And then
Which one says I am?
Sandman, he goes, I am.
He gives him a high five, knocks his hand
He
off.
goes, sorry, man. He goes, it's all good.
That's crazy.
The other thing I was going to talk about, I know I'm going back to the scene of them on the rooftop and stuff together. I'm so happy. Someone else brought this up, but I agree with them 100%. I'm so happy with that scene where the three of them are talking about loss and all that stuff and their sacrifice that they didn't try to insert humor into that scene.
Right, they just left
Marvel was very bad for not letting stuff breathe and not letting a serious moment be a serious moment.
Right.
And I'm so happy that they were like, they saved the jokes and stuff till later. And I'm so happy they kept that scene 100% serious.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that typical over the top comedy that Marvel does, like so predictable
True.
comedy, and like, they had their little jokes and their little jabs in there, but it was nothing compared to one of these other movies.
Yeah.
Like it
True.
ran smoothly without
just-
these little breaks for comedy relief.
It felt like they were actually trying to get to know each other.
right.
And like, that they didn't just know, oh, this is a character. Let me make, like when they was talking to him about his webs come out of everywhere.
That was great. Yeah, they talked.
Oh yeah, does it come out other places? I will say, like, I enjoyed the
camaraderie.
yeah, and
They
like
had
when
great
they're in
chemistry
the
together.
lab and one of them would go Peter and they'd go what?
Yeah.
But like
Peter-
normally that would be like okay, yeah, whatever. But that they did well with that.
He goes, Peter Parker. He goes, same thing, Ned. We're all Peter Parker.
Thing, man. Yeah.
I was going to talk to you about. What do you guys think of how did you guys like the lab scene with a lot of the banter and stuff back and forth? Because I
Talking
thought,
about the best friend
I
and all
thought
that.
they
and Ned
all
just was like,
Yeah.
they went to the computer. Like, can you run diagnostics? He's like, he just walks off.
Yeah. And you know what was cool too is like instead of defeating, their goal wasn't to defeat them; it was to cure them.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was
Right.
it was
Even-
cool. It showed that they are heroes. They're not just trying to beat these dudes. They're trying to help these dudes, even though they can't see it.
Just, let's cure some ass. Cure that ass. That
And because Tom's dimension is so much more technologically advanced, they were able to do all that.
I like that the scene. It's the same scene where they're in the laboratory, but it kind of gives because we never got closure at the end of Tobey's Spider-Man 3 with him and MJ. It was like they just embraced at the end of it and hugged, and that's sadly where that trilogy ended. We never got the fourth movie, but it's like they ask each other, it's like, do you have anybody? And Andrew's like, oh no, I don't have time for Peter Parker stuff, and it's nice to know that he said him and MJ were they're just like it's complicated, but they're worse. So it's like he gave you that little bit of closure that you never got from Raimi, the Raimi trilogy. But
Do we think Tom forgave Norman at the end of it, or whenever he disappeared?
I don't know.
I don't know if he forgave him as more of he just.
It is what
Or
it
could
is.
he let it go?
I think it was
has
more
to, I
instead
mean,
of forgive, more of a. I don't know.
Like maybe a stepping stone toward it, because I think
Tobey
you're not going to be able
kinda-
to get over that
right,
instantly.
and I think that's what Toby was trying to tell him.
My other
Did you think he was dead when he first stabbed him?
I did. I thought they killed him, and I was about to be super pissed off.
There's a dude I watch on YouTube. He's loves the Raimi trilogy. He got his reaction seeing the movie, and I watched it. That part where he's talking in the car after, and you heard his reaction when he got stabbed. He goes, "No!" real loud. And he's talking with his girlfriend after. He's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I yelled louder than anybody else that part." He said, "I'm pretty sure I pissed off all the people in the front row." He's like, "I thought they were going to kill me." He's like, "I was going to be
He could have died when he got back to his own dimension.
Yeah, see, we don't know.
There's a funny thing somebody thought the other day, and I thought it was hysterical. It was, someone's like, "All right, you had the whole thing with Goblin. He's cured." And all that stuff, and he's like, he's thinking, I can go back to my,
Wonder what point he was sent back to.
He's like, well, that's what was fun, that's what it's getting to. He was like, yeah. He's like, I'm cured, everything's great, I can go back and see my son, I can have my company.
Goes back and Harry's dead.
But no, he goes back, and it said right when he gets transported back is when the gliders come to. That's why he goes, in the first movie, right before it hits him.
That's good. That's pretty good. What if he comes back when he's New Goblin?
That's what somebody said. Somebody was like, yeah, and so he gets transported right back to that scene. And he goes, realized it was all shit, and just came.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah,
that's pretty good. Oh, that's good.
Are you about to start a new segment?
No, I was going to ask something. I was going to say...
What about Doc Ock when he comes back? I will not die a monster.
Yeah, we can talk about Alfred Molina, because I feel like all of the villains that they brought back, they didn't miss a beat. Like, it felt like literally they just walked out of their own movie a couple days ago.
I thought he stabbed him at first when he sent the...
Well, that's why he took the nanotechnology from his face to his chest to save him.
See, I didn't see the nano.
See, that took me a minute at first. I was like,
I thought the same thing.
Because he had it on his face, and then I saw the spike coming at him, and I was like, are they going to kill him already? And the other took it to avenge him or some shit? And then I saw the nanotech leave his face, and then it goes to his chest, but I didn't see it in that moment. I saw it after he pulled away that it was down there on his chest.
If you notice when they're back on the bridge and Goblin flies out, the mask comes back on and his chest is exposed again.
Right.
So it's like it just moves around with his...
Well, and that was a cool scene because when they recognized each other. I don't know if Norman's seen Octavius or recognized him yet, but he was like, Norman?
Yeah, like you said, I love the fact that it's like they all knew each other and stuff like that. It was just a real cool connection.
And when they're all captured,
movies.
Sitting there talking to each other about what happened, how they knew Peter, and
Did that scene in Ned's whatever's house with Andrew Garfield?
And then when they first came,
and they're like climb on the wall, and he's like, I don't need to do that. Yeah. It's like you climb on the wall. He's like, what is the difference?
He asked if you could get the cobweb in the corner.
I liked it when he jumped up there and he's like, do you have the tingle thing? He's like, I have the tingle thing, just not for bread. And then he throws the kiss. Why'd you do that? It's the same with them. I feel like Toby and Andrew didn't miss a beat. It's like literally they just walked out of the same movie.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, it's just
yeah.
Like to me, it was obvious that Toby was a little bit older and not as spunky.
Yeah,
I guess.
That's fair. Well, it's like maybe he's like more of the seasoned Spider-Man now. Right. He's done it for so long.
It's kind of like the one in the Miles Morales that's older and kind of is like, all right, let's get this shit done.
The part that I died laughing at too, what was it, where fucking they're back in the lab and he shoots the web and he's like, you guys can't do that, honey. And then Andrew Garfield's, how does that even happen? You know? And then the part where Andrew looks at me and he's like, so you got a suit or you going to go in battle dressed like a cool youth pastor?
And then he pulls it down. I got a suit.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Do you guys have any like other standout that you thought was really funny? To me, like you said, the comedy really worked well.
They could have had that one. They could have had another Spider-Man come out and go, everybody gets one.
The Family Guy Spider-Man pop out. Yeah. How would you like it if I called you Petey?
Everybody gets one. I was trying to think. Humor. Oh, the part I liked a lot was like where they first take him back to Happy's condo, and fucking Sandman sits down on the thing. Oh, sorry. On the sand, and that and the part where Doc Ock is like, Is this it? You're gonna cure us in a condominium, no lab, no nothing? He's like, you're just gonna perform miracles in a microwave and make us some burritos or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, some lizard didn't want to come. He wanted to stay in the truck.
Then he opens that thing and knocks Happy's the kitchen wall all the way out. And he's like, he's gonna kill us all. Just that part with Sandman, just resets. He's like, oh, my bad.
And fucking dude, Goblin was nuts. Like, remember that stuff he was? Oh, when he was stealing the donuts. When Tom and May were talking, he kept stealing the damn donuts.
Oh, yeah.
He's like look back, and they look back and be like,
yeah.
Which I thought was really odd for his character. I was like, okay. I was like, it's funny, but I was like, it's really odd for his character.
Well, he's been dead for a while. He's probably hungry.
I didn't like when he broke his own mask. I was like, oh no, dude.
They wanted to they wanted to go with like
Reinvent him,
well, like I said, he
basically.
does such great stuff with his face. He didn't even need a mask anyway.
Yeah.
Like he can do
Just
the whole
that hood
Goblin
and
thing with his
goggles
voice
was
anyway.
cool. Yeah.
My other favorite scene of this movie, we hadn't talked about it yet, is the part where Andrew catches MJ.
Oh yeah, his
Oh, yeah.
redemption, and I said that to him
He did.
before it happened. I said Andrew's gonna catch her. It's gonna be his redemption for dropping Gwen.
Because that was a huge thing when this trailer come out. The huge thing where he was reaching for and shit, and that's where it ended. And everyone in the comments like, yeah, Andrew's going to save her. Andrew's going to save her. But that part, I didn't realize how emotional it was going to be. That's another part. Like when he came down and he looked at her and said, "Are you okay?" And then he started crying. I was like, "Oh my!" You know that.
In a way, they all three redeemed themselves.
True. Yeah.
Because Toby, I think,
Stopped Goblin from getting killed.
right, and that was his redemption. I think.
Right.
What he couldn't do.
Yeah.
And because he had a lot of hate for Goblin too. Also, he didn't kill anybody he loved, but at the same time,
Well, it's like, he also had that. And
he was dealing with Ben's death in the first one.
true, but
Yeah.
it's like, and then he looked at Green Goblin almost in the Raimi one like a second father figure,
Right.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, he got to. But yeah,
That's
that part,
true.
that part where he catches, those are my two favorite moments in the movie. The scene where they first get together for the first time and have the talk, and just the part, and that's
He
another.
caught the glider and he caught her.
And that's another scene I'm happy they didn't do humor. I'm glad when he started crying, I'm glad they didn't play MJ's line as like, "Are you okay?" Like a laugh, like a humor, "Are you okay?" They
Yeah.
played it straight,
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Because like that
That
was
was a
another
really good
part that
scene.
I was like, "Oh."
And what's with him doing the magical shit? What's that going to lead to?
Well,
Ned?
nothing now because he forgot who he is. Forgot
Oh,
who
yeah,
Peter
true.
is. He's not gonna have any tie to Doctor Strange anymore.
But okay,
See, that was the thing I was gonna
can
ask.
anybody wield that, or do you have to
don't
have some
think
kind
so.
of
I
magical?
don't know. You
I
have
don't,
to have
as far as I
affinity
know,
for
I
it.
don't think.
But
so.
here's my thing: what are the rules to this whole everyone forgets who you are? Like,
I've seen that come up.
how are people that were connected through him? Like the whole Happy and Aunt May, they wouldn't be connected anymore. And he said, "I knew her through Spider-Man." Well, how the fuck does he not know?
Well, somebody said, well, they were like, well, is like all the scenes where they were together before, like when he met Peter, is like, did they just now have him in mind that it was Spider-Man? Because like in
Yeah, that
was
is
it No
a good
Way
question.
Home? Was it No Way Home? I think it no Way Home. Far From Home.
Far away home.
The second they're at that benefit at the beginning, and May's there, and he's there in that Spider-Man outfit. So I wonder if like stuff like that is like
I
where
don't know.
it's
I
connected.
guess it could be, but then like the whole thing with Ned, like Ned knew Doctor Strange through Peter, so now does he still know Doctor Strange and
Yeah.
still like have that acquaintance with him and his new abilities, or is all that gone because he forgot who Spider-Man
That's
was?
an interesting take. I would guess.
My
He
guess would be
probably
no.
still. I
Unless
would
he just
guess
knew him
yes.
through the Avengers, like
But
knew of
he-
him through the Avengers.
That would be such a weird thing for him to have that moment and then be just sitting there in a coffee shop, not even like.
Well,
Maybe it's
if
one of
it's
those
the-
things where he knows who Doctor Strange is, but can't recall how they met.
Well, if
Yes.
it could be the same thing
But I
like
was
you
going
were
to
talking
say,
about
since
with,
they're going to maybe take him to Hobgoblin or another one, they could do another universe version or whatever.
Yeah.
But he knows they exist or they're superheroes or whatever.
Hmm.
That could be his way to get there.
Well, it could be the same connection, like you said, with Ant and Happy, where it's like
They just say, "Oh, I knew him." Through.
they knew, yeah, they just knew each other through Spider-Man or something. But well, something brought up, they're like, well, what about the damn all of like Peter's texts when he's texted people, or the pictures
Yeah,
that would be
true.
in his aunt's,
I guess they're all just gone.
Did-
And I was like,
becomes an
maybe
unknown number.
I was like, maybe it just erases, it just zaps everything or whatever. That was a
man.
big thing. And another problem someone brought up two issues that to me, after looking into it, makes sense, or watching the movie again made sense. To one, the issue was one of the issues was said, how did Electro get brought into this universe when he had no idea who Peter was, or he had no idea that Spider-Man was, or Peter was Spider-Man. But then Doctor Strange said the line, if there's multiple universes, so he could have came from a different. Because that's another thing. Someone was like, he's not the same Electro that he played in the Andrew Garfield. I was like, well, he could be from a different multiverse. I was
But
like,
he still wanted Spider-Man, so
But they claimed it's like, well, he pulled through everyone that knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. But they were complaining that it was like, well, Electro never.
I thought he just pulled everyone in that wanted Spider-Man.
No,
Or-
it
or
was
Peter Parker.
It was the one that
That's what
said
I
it
thought.
said everybody that knows Spider-Man knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man is coming through. So the people.
See, I didn't catch that. I
Okay,
thought they said
if
that
that's the
everyone
case,
that knows Spider-Man in general.
Could Tony Stark come back?
you know,
via that?
well, he was
there's-
in that universe, so it would have to be
be a
time
different
travel to bring him
That's
in.
true. Yeah, never mind.
And then they made but that's the only thing I was like, maybe he was just brought from a different multiverse. And then they said the same thing about Tom Hardy's Venom. They're like, how the hell is he there? Like, he don't know who the hell Peter is. And they explain in this. I watched the second Venom again the other night or last weekend. They explain in that one in the end credit scene that Venom, the symbiote, have a hive mind leading to all multiple universes. So someone was like, well, maybe in his mind he knew because of Topher Grace's Venom in that universe or whatever. So that's
now he's not going to be in it anymore.
Well, that's what I was kind of like.
Or
well,
at least
did they?
those two.
I was like, did they zap him out for something else, or did they? Because I had the same thing you thought. I was like, is that symbiote going to find its way to Flash? Which this version of Flash, I don't want to become Venom.
No,
because I don't like this version. It's nothing against the actor or anything.
Right.
He's a shit actor.
I just don't. I just don't like this. He's not he's not the. I mean, he's an asshole, but he's not an intimidating asshole like all the other ones
a little
were.
pain in the ass.
Who do you think would play a good Kraven the Hunter?
Somebody said Aaron Taylor Johnson, and I agree entirely. I think that one would be a really good one. So I would like to see, because Kraven,
Sacha Baron Cohen or whatever.
he's actually a really good actor. He might be able to pull. He might actually be able to pull it off.
What's that one guy's name?
He looks like he'd be a good choice.
Someone's already done concept art with him.
Quicksilver.
Someone's already done concept art with him as being Kraven.
I hate to throw this name out there because he's kind of becoming one of those like overplayed people. But Jason Momoa cut his hair short.
That's fair. I could see that.
I think he could pull off a good Kraven
because he's got that like built intimidating factor that Kraven's
He's got that just that big ass goatee. Like,
you know, a Spider-Man villain hit me the other day that I completely forgot about is Hammerhead.
What about like a Carl Urban? Could you see that?
Dude, Carl Urban would be good. I didn't think
cool.
about that. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, it would be a good one.
What the hell is that one guy's name?
What'd you say before that?
I said there's another
Hammerhead.
I was like, dude, I don't know why I blocked that out for so long, but like, holy shit, I remember him. I was like, I don't know if they could do that, take that seriously in a movie or not, based on how he looks. But
do you think
be like Calendar Man or something showing up in Batman?
Do you think Javier Bardem could be Kraven?
Dude, I love him as an actor. He's such a good fucking actor. I think he could, because dude, he like I said,
maybe.
He was great. I've seen him do shit where he's really mean and stuff before, so I think he'd be really good.
I'd love to see Patrick Warburton do something, but he wouldn't fit that role, and he's getting so old now.
True.
I want him to play like a was King Shazam like an older version of Shazam, or was he just a...
I think so.
See, I don't know enough about Shazam.
Pretty sure that,
he could be Bullseye.
Colin Farrell will have to be Bullseye.
I know. It's the only one who could be the fatified version that he's being the Penguin.
Yeah. Dude, he is unrecognizable.
I know,
he really is.
And until someone said that, I think it was you who said that was him, I was like, no, it's fucking not. And then I went and looked at it. I was like, holy shit.
Somebody
and
said
he'll
that,
probably watch the movie and be like, what the hell?
Somebody said that to me when they first did that. When the movie was first announced, I was like, Colin Farrell's playing the Penguin. And everyone was like, he's too attractive to play the Penguin. But then they were like, no, he's been doing makeup. Then I saw they released like an image, and I was like, holy fuck, yeah, that is okay.
I wish they would have. Getting off topic for a second, I wish they would have done more with the Judge Dredd that they made with Carl Urban.
There's a lot of people that feel that way.
They did. I thought he did a good job.
Anyway,
yeah.
I was trying to. Sorry, it's looking. Okay, I know you specifically have never been a massive fan of the Tom Holland movies of Spider-Man. How do you feel now that you've seen the full arc of his three movies? Like, you're like, okay, he started out as this kid, but now is where he is by the end of No Way Home. Like, do you feel like, do you appreciate or like the other movies better now? Because it's like they kind of did like their own origin of his character, but without, doing the Spider-Man. It was like him being a kid, a teenager, and going through all that.
I get it. But at the same time, my complaint, and I have one, about this movie,
Of course,
it's the same complaint I've had for... He's never the main character. He's never on his own, and that's what Peter was. He was a struggling teenager
who didn't have a hot aunt.
Well, that, and But he was doing it on his own.
Well, that's where
So I've got a
that's
serious
where he's
question.
going to be now.
Well, I've got
that's
a
where he's
serious
I
gonna
get
go.
that, but it took 3 movies to get to that.
Well, I think they
And
just
like
wanted
they
to
couldn't
arc
even
it.
do it in this one without bringing in 2 other Spider-Man. Because in all honesty, if they hadn't brought the other 2 Spider-Man in
It'd have
it,
been
it
screwed.
wouldn't have been as big as it is. I wouldn't have loved it as much without the other 2.
That's fair.
If it would have just brought in the villains, I still would have been like, oh, it's awesome to see Willem Dafoe and all them back in it. But at the same time, it was good, and I would have enjoyed it, but it'd never be at the level I enjoy it now without the other 2 in it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not saying he's terrible. I just don't think he's the best Spider-Man.
Well, Tom Holland's a great actor.
No, he's a great
on his
actor.
own.
And everything else I've seen him in, he's been fantastic. He's not bad in this.
I like him in Civil War.
I just think that
Yeah,
they just made him too dependable on other people, if that makes sense.
yeah. Well, that's the complaint everybody's had.
Right.
Because they're like, he had Tony in Homecoming, then he had Jake and Jake and Nick in
And
the
I feel like it's been
second
kind of
one.
like he's
forgot
just a
Nick was in
weaker
that.
Spider-Man, if that makes sense.
Well, I do like, what was it in the first one? I like that he kind of had, there was a small glimmer of it where, was it in Homecoming where,
But
he's
at the same time, real quick, at the
Okay.
same time, the other 2 went through their trauma early.
Right.
See, we didn't get
So
to
maybe
see any
that
of
has something to
but
do
yeah.
with why he is weaker, because he just got through like that.
other
Right.
than the
and-
fact of them losing their loved ones, we never got to see all the.
I was
you
gonna
know,
say, what happened to his universe has been.
apparently he doesn't exist in this universe. So Ant-Man, which
So
there
he could
is,
have like an Uncle Jack or something.
there's comic versions of that where it's just May, and then there's versions where it's just
Yeah.
Ben. So it's So apparently Uncle Ben does not exist in Tom Holland's
Did Andrew
universe.
Garfield have an Aunt May?
Yeah. Sally Field played.
Oh, that's
Aunt May.
right.
Yeah, Aunt May
real
just
quick,
keeps
what
getting
about
younger.
Keanu as Craven?
I saw a picture for that. I think it could be done.
Somebody said he met with Marvel for some kind of role. So
They're
see.
bringing someone else into Marvel. Who was it? What are they in talks for doing? I can't remember. Henry Cavill.
that's right. He's a Captain Britain.
Captain Britain, yeah. And I'd love to see him come to Marvel. I'm such a fan of his right now, just from The Witcher and all that.
Well, they've
I heard
screwed
he's
him
a
out
big
of
gamer.
Superman.
That's cool.
I know.
Ah.
They Warner Brothers fucks him. Warner Brothers don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, they talked about bringing him back finally, and then they cut him again or some shit.
They keep rumors they're gonna bring him back, and then they drop him, bring him back, and then now they want to do this Black Superman origin story.
How in the world do they expect any of this Justice League crap to stay together?
It doesn't. The Snyder cut, that was it. They're not connecting anything anymore.
What about this Flash movie coming out?
I don't know how it's going to be connected because they're going to have, since it's supposed to be Flashpoint where he's going through different things of time, unless it's going to have.
That's crazy, bro.
Because it's got Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck.
Does
So
that have
unless he's just going back and forth through time and going to different. So this is going to be a new.
Is Ben Affleck going to be in this one?
Yeah. Like I said,
sucks.
he's got both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton's Batman in it. So
Where's Robert?
I am looking forward to that.
I cannot wait for that one.
Anyway, well, back to Spider-Man.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
You're good.
I was trying to look through all my fucking notes that I have here. I think we've covered a lot of them. Oh, my thing at the end, he finally gets the classic. He makes his own classic suit at the end of it,
And that should have been the suit he's been wearing the entire time.
and I loved it.
That
There's
suit
no
was
Tony Stark.
sick, dude.
No Tony Stark. No help from anybody else. Just him. He's on his own finally. Like you said, after the coffee shop scene, he's on his own. He's got his own apartment. Which, honest to God, when he opened the door, I was like, "Is that the same apartment from that Toby had?" And
it looked like it.
I was gonna say, I hope he has that Russian landlord or whatever.
rent, but yeah. I honest to God, I thought that was I really thought that
It'd be
was
cool if
the.
he had some kind of gadget that he could like communicate with the other two.
Well, I'm kind of hoping they. I mean, I know it never will, but we were lucky to get it in this movie. But it'd be cool if they came back, which we might see Andrew again. It's in the cards now where we might see Andrew again.
You know, I didn't think about it, but at the end, when Goblin stabs Toby, why did his spider sense not warn him that was going to happen?
Maybe because he was.
Or did he know that it was going to happen, and to save
good
him
one.
anyway, he
That's
just let it happen?
True. Either
It's quite
I would say
possible.
that, or him teaching that lesson to Tom's character was more important to him than getting stabbed or something.
Right.
True.
Or like maybe he overshadowed it. His emotions overshadowed seeing that happen.
Right.
Because that happens sometimes, don't it? I mean, surely he didn't see it happening when he was trying to stop that fucking train. He was like,
Have you seen the video of that now where it's like his limbs get ripped off and shit while he's doing that? And then he's trying to like put his foot out and his foot's going like that and he's trying to stop the No, he shoots webs out of his foot and he's like holding on to it like that. It's fucking hilarious.
I never thought about this, but back in that one with the train, it's going to the end of the track and gonna fly off, correct? Yeah. There's just like some stoppers.
Yeah.
just go to the end of the track, make a big web.
What? Where the fuck was the train going?
That's a good
Is
question.
it just gonna hit it and turn around, like go back, or what? But that was the front of the
just gonna go
fucking train. Yeah. Where was it going? I mean, unless that was like the
True.
train had front end. I don't know enough about trains to understand this, but is it gonna go all the way into the end and then go back?
I think what it
was there a
was-
train station near there and it just didn't show it?
I think what it was is like
I think they go
he
by a
fucked
train
up-
station. I
that
think
what they
they
do?
zoom by
there
one
was
because all
supposed
the
to
people
be
are
like
like
a train
looking.
station, yeah, and he fucked up the controls to make it not stop.
Well,
I think it was gonna be like the
somebody
last
had
stop. That's
another
a good
point about that with Doc Ock in that movie. They're like, "Why?" Okay, they're like, you know, he
Love his
needs.
face though. He's like,
They're like, he needs money for the parts, and he goes to robs the bank. People's like, why the fuck did he just go steal the equipment? Why the hell would he rob the bank to pay for the shit? So he's like, so that was something someone did the other day. 'Cause someone's like, what did he just go up with the money and buy the shit that he needed? Or some
oh,
shit?
another cool thing when he was holding the electro power thing, he was like, the power of the sun.
Oh,
in
the
palm
arc
of my
reactor?
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool callback. He said that before.
Yeah. He did.
There's like you said, there's
Something
a,
of a
there's a lot
scientist
of
myself.
there's a lot
Trying
of
to do better.
It's a lot of great. My thing was, my theater was real. The first showing I went to, or whatever, that Friday, it was packed. So everybody was like clapping and cheering and everything. And like obviously when Andrew and Toby showed up, fucking place went berserk.
Right.
I didn't catch it for when the portal opened and like it showed him down there. I didn't think anything about it, but I could hear my whole theater go shit, like it getting excited. And I was like,
That's why you had to see it a
and
second
I was like,
time.
I don't
ruined
get
the
it. I was like,
movie.
what's going on? And then like as I was looking, I was like, is that him? And then he ran through it, and I was like, it was really one of the moments where I just wanted to cry and just lash out at the same time. But,
It's like he was like so excited. He's like, "Don't fuck this up! Don't fuck this up!"
but it was funny. Everybody cheered and everything through that whole movie. But there's a part of me where it's just me, and I don't know, maybe this is just who I am. But the part right after they got done talking on the rooftop, and it's doing the transition where they're at the school, and it's where it's leading into the lab and all that shit. It plays the original Danny Elfman score from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Didn't catch that.
And I got so excited. I like went up like this, and I was like,
peeped.
yeah, and looked around. Nothing, not a peep out of anybody. I was like, just me? Figures.
No one else notices stuff like that.
I was like, just me? Yeah, that figures.
Um,
I was like, God damn it, figures.
let's go talk about another part, and that just left me.
It'll probably make its way back to you at some point.
I hope so. Just give me a second.
I was trying to.
Oh, the sequence, the Doctor Strange and Peter fight in like the Strange realm or whatever. That was a
the
cool
mirror
sequence.
dimension?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, me and him both looked at each other. We thought of, it was like, what is this, Inception? Leo should have been in there or something.
I was gonna ask, what did you guys think of Doctor Strange in this movie?
We never got confirmation if it was actually him or Mephisto, did we?
No, but at the end of it,
Is that something that you may have hinted at seeing Shang-Chi or Eternals? Okay.
no, that's something that
No, that's
literally
just what people have been
everybody
saying
and their
because they're
brother
like,
has
Doctor
says,
Strange wouldn't do that, wouldn't do this spell, blah blah blah. He wouldn't mess with the reality.
Well,
blah,
there's
blah, blah.
there's a part of me that thought, did you guys stay and watch the Doctor
Yep.
Strange trailer at the end?
Yeah.
You see the evil Doctor Strange from the What If
Oh,
show
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of it.
Right.
Wait,
Someone-
what if show?
That's on Disney Plus.
I haven't seen it.
It's all animated. It's like
Okay.
10 episodes of different what ifs, but there's the episode with Doctor Strange.
Well, I seen Baron Mordo in it.
Which one is he? Why does that sound so familiar?
He's the one that left him at the end of Doctor
That's
Strange
the-
when he was the other apprentice guy.
Yeah.
or
Is that the
whatever.
one that says there's too many sorcerers?
Yeah, he
Okay.
kills that guy.
Yeah, okay.
He's got like dreads or something in this one.
There's a rumor, or I was like, well, what if the one that helped Peter was the evil Doctor Strange? But then I was like, well, no, because the multiverse wasn't open yet. But I don't think. I mean, I can't give anything because you guys hadn't seen all the TV shows, so
Right.
I can't call back.
Care.
I can't call. Well, I don't want to ruin it for Spencer, so
I
I can't
care.
I can't call back to. But I thought that
The
too.
only one I've seen is WandaVision.
See, did you get the reference for that at the end of it? Because I know you hadn't seen WandaVision, where
I might have.
he goes up to her and she says, "I know I've heard a lot of people," and he says, "I'm not here about the
I did
the
catch
town
that.
the town that she was in
Yeah, I
in
did
WandaVision."
catch that.
He is like, "Oh, I'm not here for whatever the fucking name of that town she was in."
I wonder
yeah.
if
Dad said
Vision's
something
going to
about
show
that.
up again, like the
That white well, yeah,
Vision.
he's still out there somewhere. So, other thing I had down, how did you guys feel? How did it make you feel seeing all the like OG characters coming back again? Like seeing them, like, you know, it's been so many years since.
nostalgia at its highest.
You might want to speak in the.
Yeah, nostalgia at its highest, like reaction. You know, it's just like bam, 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 all these people at once coming back. It's like a high school reunion or something.
Like, it just, I don't know. It's like.
Was that you?
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah,
heard
You
that
were
one.
in mid conversation. How do you fart while you're talking?
Oh, well, see, sometimes when I go off on a little tangent, I can't control my bodily functions, so I apologize for
I have
any
to like
viewers out
stop
there.
everything I'm doing to fart.
He's just
I guess
mastered
unless
it.
it's just like one of those really bad ones, like when I'm walking and farting.
You can keep this in here if you want to, because I feel good.
Jesus Christ. As much as I loved seeing them, I wish that they would have pulled them in a different manner. If that makes
Like,
sense.
you didn't like the portal thing?
No.
That's what I was going to ask you, how it felt. How
How
did you
else
guys
could
feel
they
when
pull
went-
them in there?
They
Well,
could
they-
just be. They could run into
Out of
them.
the
Yeah, I was going to say, well,
It could have
technically,
been like Tom's out doing something, and they like, you know, they end up fighting each other because you know what I mean.
Like they're confused and they don't know.
Yeah.
But how would they get there?
well, they're already in the universe.
Fucking swinging webs.
Via a portal.
Yeah, but
They were already in the
Yeah,
universe.
they're
All
already
that portal
there.
that Ned brought was them already in the city.
You mean the Spider-Man? I thought you meant the villains.
No, I meant the Spider-Man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, they were already
Yeah,
in the-
Christ.
They
Yeah.
did that. Y'all remember the it's a meme now. The Spider-Man all pointing
Yeah,
at each
yeah,
other.
yeah,
all
yeah.
three of them. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it yet.
fucking
I'll bring
good.
it up shade a little bit. Where
Okay.
they're next to that truck.
Yeah,
like
they're-
the box truck, and they're all like pointing at each other, and they're three different Spider-Mans. They kind of did that.
in the lab. That's what I thought the lab
Was
was.
it the lab or was it? I think it was.
Someone said it was the lab when Ned's like, Peter, and they're like, yeah. Or then
No.
someone's like, they thought that was the meme moment
I
or
thought it
whatever.
would be funny if when
Let
they
me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, it was actually. I think it was when they were fighting because they all had their suits on.
I love the part too. Was when he comes down, he says, "I don't want to brag, but I was in the Avengers." Because that's great. What's the Avengers?
is that a band?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
goes, that's great. Were you in a band? That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he goes, "How's this helping?"
I wish when they pulled Toby in, I wish he was doing like the Bully Maguire dance when he was like when they opened the portal.
I loved when he came in. He just stepped in. And he's just like, "Hey, I hope it's okay. I came to this port. Oh, it's gone." And then
See, why did the portal disappear so quickly that time, but take forever at the end?
that's fair. Maybe it was because he didn't know how to control. That's what
You
he was
mean
asking.
the one he opened
Yeah,
and the one that they let Lizard get in?
yeah, because he opened both of those.
And I love too that what was it? Ned's grandma was just waving. Hi. You get that
Yeah.
awkward hi.
Yeah.
I just to me that like I said, that still captured his you know.
Doctor Strange in there in that universe.
I love when
in
he
the mirror
pulled
dimension.
his ring. Like, ow.
He said, "Don't call me doctor" or something. He calls him Steven. He's
This
like,
is don't call me
feels
sir.
weird, but I'll allow it. That's right. Yes, sir.
It's like, don't call me sir.
I'm trying to find that.
He's like, still weird, but I'll allow it.
I like the what was it, the part at the end where it was kind of a cool thing for Doctor Strange because you never really seen that side of Doctor Strange. The part when Peter goes up to him and he says, "Hey, can you still do the spell?" He's like, "No, it's too late for you." He said, "Okay, can you do one where everybody forgets?" And he's
What's
like,
the difference?
well, this spell was wait a minute.
He could just do it again.
I think he couldn't do
Why
it.
didn't he just say, "Can you make it to forget everyone to forget Mysterio?" And then nothing like, you know what I mean?
Maybe because
That would have been a cool loophole.
maybe because like the stuff with Mysterio, it I don't know that unless it's such a huge. I don't unless I said there's so much confusion to the multiverse that we don't know about. But I was gonna say the part where he goes up there and says that just if mine do the spell where everybody forgets, and the part where he was like, he said, well, if I do this, there you go.
That's the scene I was talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's not as good as it could have been, but
the part where Doctor Strange is like, well, if I do this, he goes, everybody that loves and cares about you, all of us will forget you. So it was kind of like a cool thing where Doctor Strange knew, it showed that he cared about Peter and loved him and stuff like. It's like you've never really seen that side of Doctor, because he was an asshole in his movie and all that stuff.
Right.
So it's like it's cool. See, that's what I love about there's certain character moments that come back around in other movies.
Because he was like super selfish and stuff.
That's what I think was so cool. But he's like, all of us that love and care about you will never forget you. We'll forget you.
Even though he knew the consequences, he still did the spell for him.
Yeah, well, and it's like, that's what someone said. Someone's like, isn't it odd that he did that spell? But it's like at the same time, maybe they're like,
maybe he was curious.
Well, it's like they felt bad because they used it, or because he knows everything he's been through, and maybe he felt bad for him and stuff like that. And plus, he said, if there's that little callback where they've used it for less thing, they used it to make Wong forget about something. But it's like, but with Peter, I guess talking constantly fucked up the whole, spell or whatever. But I just thought that was a cool, like you said, a cool growth character moment for Doctor Strange, because like I said, we've never seen that side of him before. I also think it's cool. This one kind of leads off now. I mean, people remember Spider-Man, but he's back in New York where he's supposed to be. Right. And now he's got the classic suit and everything. And I love the fact that now half of New York hates him and half loves him. So that's classic Spider-Man. Right. And what did you guys think of J. Jonah Jameson?
I was getting ready to say.
J.K. Simmons is back as J. Jonah in this one. It was odd seeing him do the broadcasting.
Wasn't there kind of like a continuity error with him or something?
I think he wanted to come back just because he wanted to do it, or they asked him to do it, or he just. Or
like, I guess, is he the same character he was in the Sam Raimi trilogy?
Probably not.
That's what I was thinking. How is he in that universe? But he was in the, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
he's probably a different version of him.
Just different, because you get different. Peter Parkers are all the same people. There's not,
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
I mean, you have, if you go by, like, I guess the traditional multiverse thing, say, I'm Joey in this universe, there's another me in another universe that looks exactly like me.
Okay.
They don't always have to be.
But they could look different.
Yeah.
Like there could be a black Joey.
Or it could just look exactly like me and have a different name.
Or an Asian Joey.
Yeah, well.
A ginger Asian Joey.
That would be crazy.
I never did his name the same name? I can't remember what they said his name was in this one. They even say his name?
J. Jonah. I think, because his name's broadcasted on the bottom of the
So, yeah, that was one thing. Like, I didn't really like the whole...
And as usual, he's his enemy, trying to say he's...
Well, that's normal. That's why everybody, doesn't like him anyway. Half the people
I would have preferred him to have been
cigar.
in a traditional news setting or paper setting.
He's in almost like a podcast vlog style,
which was weird.
Thing.
He would never go hunting.
Didn't it show he was just sitting in his living room? Yeah. Didn't he show he was just sitting in his living room or something? He's at a green screen.
Some studio thing he's at it, but it's like he's more of like a reporter, but maybe this is like before he became editor of the thing or whatever.
I don't know.
Is there any other?
Is Brad Pitt gonna come in and play Tom Hardy's Uncle Ben? Not Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's Uncle Ben.
Is he gonna be Uncle Ben? Just because,
okay, well,
he's a good-looking person, and the aunt was a good-looking person.
So you think you like Brad Pitt? You think he's hot?
Good-looking dude.
You want to touch his body?
If I looked like Brad Pitt, I'd never wear a shirt. I'm just saying.
Brad Pitt doesn't always look like Brad Pitt sometimes.
I still would never wear a shirt. If
you
my
can
body
be straight
looked like that,
and notice that some dudes are handsome.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. That's a good-looking man.
Okay.
That went off the rails a little bit.
Well, you're the one talking about Brad Pitt.
Well, I mean, I didn't think it would lead to all this.
Have you guys seen that deleted scene in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 that they took out about the where it's right after Gwen's death, and he's at the graveyard like every day visiting her grave, and his dad shows back up. Like Peter's his dad shows back up or whatever. It's a great scene because he in that deleted scene he delivers the line to him about the great power comes great responsibility, and it's like but Andrew Garfield's acting in that scene alone was fantastic.
How does Dad come back?
They don't really explain it, but he says he had to stay away for Peter's safety. But they have this whole moment where he's breaking down at the graveyard, and then they kind of go over and sit down and have this conversation. It's a really good conversation, but that's when he delivers the line to him. It's a really good scene. Everyone was pissed that they cut it. But
Vaguely, I remember that.
I'll have to look that up.
But it's on YouTube. It's been all over YouTube now since the movie came out. But is there any other well, I was going to say, with how this movie ended, where do you want to see Tom Holland's character go from here? Like because apparently he's going to do 3 more movies and it's going to be a new trilogy. So where do you want to see this version go from here?
I think it'd be cool if Ned became Hobgoblin and he had to try to convince him that he knew him, that he was his friend, or something.
I'm curious to see if they'll do that. Because they never do. They never say, "Oh, I have this free slate, this blank slate, and I don't know these people don't know me anymore. I can keep them safe." Because Toby tried that with which one? He tried to give someone. Was it Mary Jane? He tried to give up so he wouldn't hurt her, and they always go back. So I have a feeling he'll eventually. They'll figure it out at some point.
And they could even do it that way and have him know who he is.
And they could do
like
Ned
Harry
getting pissed off, like,
Harry
all this happened, you didn't tell me, and blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Maybe Tom fucks up and gets Ned's grandma killed or something.
Yeah, it could be something.
Well, there's versions, or I've heard that there's possibilities that Ned and MJ, since they forgot, they're done. Now they don't know for sure if they're going to come back. To be in the other ones or not.
I think they'll move on to Gwen now.
I was wondering about that. I wondered, but he also had in the comics he dated Betty Brant in the comics as well.
And she's already implemented, so they might do that.
And then there's another girlfriend he had. I cannot think of her fucking name. I think she was another blonde, but I cannot think of her name. But I thought about that. I said,
I wonder if they'll bring Spider-Gwen into this.
That's what you wonder.
That was supposedly one of the big rumored I was talking about Andrew thing. They said
Wouldn't they put Gwen in first rather than Spider-Gwen?
They didn't do that in Miles Morales. Wasn't Spider-Gwen in that?
Yeah.
I don't care what
She just came in as Spider-Gwen.
I don't care.
Well, they
Why are you trying to be a dick right now?
I'm not trying. I'm being a dick.
Are you farting at the same time?
I'm scratching my finger on the chair.
Okay, yeah.
Someone said with one of the Sony properties, they said it would be great to bring Emma Stone back as Spider-Gwen, because they said that would be a great way to reintroduce Andrew Garfield, because it's like they could have their closure, because she'd be from a different, obviously a different universe.
Yeah.
And then she'd fall again. He wouldn't catch her.
Well, she's Spider-Gwen now. She can do it herself.
You think they'll bring Spider-Ham into it?
Spider-Man Noir and all that. I was wondering, I thought it'd be cool, like, if he went off, I know he's, at the end of it, you see his book for the GED, so that's why he wasn't, obviously not going back to school, because he couldn't be. That's what my mom asked me. She's like, why couldn't he just go back to school? And
well, he
I was like, he don't want anybody to know him. He's trying to stay away from everybody.
If all of Peter has been erased from people's memory, he wouldn't have a school record anymore.
Very true.
So he would have to start over anyway.
But I thought it would be kind of cool, like in this newer one, if he went to college, but I don't know if he will or not, since he's trying to stay away from
Kurt Connors and all that.
I was like, it'd be cool if he saw his version of Kurt Connors, and I thought it'd be cool if they introduced somebody like Black Cat or something, because she's never been done.
It's a good idea.
So I thought about that, or
didn't he date Black Cat?
I don't know if
he
they
did
ever
for a little bit. Or was it Daredevil that dated Black Cat?
What was her name?
Felicia
Hardy.
Hardy, that's it.
Tom
I think
Hardy's
he had some kind of like love thing with her, but it was always like a weird thing.
But I thought it'd be cool.
But they've already set it up for him and Daredevil to have.
Yeah, thank God, because that's a huge prominent thing in comics, is them two together. Even in the old school computer, the video game,
I remember that.
Together.
That was, and then I remember that old video game when Ghost Rider would come in, which I've heard talks about them rebooting Ghost Rider, so they may bring him into the fold.
That'd be cool. They have to figure out a way to introduce him into the. Apparently, Norman Reedus wants to play Ghost Rider really bad.
That's pretty sweet. So
apparently, that's his. But there's talks that but plus if he goes off to college, he might meet his version of Harry.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Which they thought what's his name? Timothy Chalamet would be really good as Harry. I was like, yeah, I could see that. I could see him. He's a dude from Dune. He was in Dune, and he played he's been in a bunch of stuff. Damn
I saw him in something else, but I can't think of it right now.
He was in that.
Do you think
Little Women and all that stuff?
Do you think the legal trouble with
Sony?
James Franco is the reason why he wasn't included in this, possibly?
I just don't think there was a spot for him, to be honest with you. They already had Green Goblin.
'cause
There was no reason to bring in a
kinda-
Hobgoblin. And
he
he
kinda
wasn't
had
that...
his closure with
I didn't
Toby
necessarily
and all
mean
that
as that character. I
Oh,
just
you
meant
think
like,
just come
just
in
as
as
Harry?
Harry?
right. I mean, it'd be kind of weird.
Yeah,
I don't think there would.
see
I don't
what
think it
you're
would fit
saying.
the story.
Yeah, I think.
I
yeah.
was just curious.
Since that Peter was kind of like he wasn't the forefront. Neither of the two other Peters were at the forefront of it. So they had their moments with.
their respective villains that got pulled in.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
gotcha.
Andrew didn't really have like a super big moment with any of them. His big moment was saving Gwen.
Well,
and then-
he talked to Electro a lot
A little
when they were
bit, yeah,
fighting.
but it wasn't like a huge deal like it was with.
Goddamn eels.
Yeah, they'll do that.
You gotta be careful where you fall. There was that. What the hell was it? Oh
That
god.
should be black.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
maybe they could going back to the villain question. Maybe they could redo Rhino or something.
Because I think Rhino's in the original Sinister Six, if I remember correctly.
They
I
already
think he is.
introduced Scorpion's actor or character.
Did they?
Yeah, he was in. He was at the end,
tail end
the
of
post-credit scene
Homecoming,
of
yeah.
Homecoming. He talks to Vulture.
And wasn't Shocker in it
don't
too, and they
remember
killed
that.
him off?
Yeah, but that was just a rendition of Shocker. So Shocker was a fucking awesome villain. So I
Yeah.
think he would be a good one to bring in.
I feel like I might have seen Scorpion in the little like villain
he
shit.
could have. He could have been. But
'Cause I
like I
feel like
said,
I saw his
it's so
tail.
quick.
I feel like I seen Juggernaut.
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 Well, however you say it, Juggernaut, whatever.
I mean, like I said, it's so quick. If you buy it, you probably pause it
Yeah.
when you're at home and like look at all the
yeah.
thing or whatever. But it's. I remember for sure I saw Craven and Rhino. That's the two for sure that I saw.
Maybe that was a tease that they could be the ones they're centering on next.
Well, I
or
knew
something.
Craven. Craven's been in talk apparently for a pretty good while.
They'll probably, if they're gonna bring, if
Thank God.
they actually bring Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, all the way in and start doing stuff with Daredevil, that's gonna lead in them being able to pull Kingpin in, since he's already been established in the shows.
True, and he fights a lot of Spider-Man in the comics and
Yep.
stuff.
Well, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what apparently Vincent
He might
D'Onofrio
be-
said he wants to be the new big bad of the MCU anyway.
He might be. That might be how him and Daredevil get together, is to fight Kingpin.
Because I have to
Right,
admit,
and he's got mercenaries and stuff that he hires.
well, like Vincent
what's-
D'Onofrio's Kingpin is like so fucking scary. If you watch the Daredevil
Haven't
show,
seen it yet.
dude, he's perfect for that role. He's like intimidating. He's, I'm
better
not.
than Michael Clark Duncan.
I mean, he had his. I liked him as Kingpin, but his version of Kingpin, he's literally beheading people with car doors and shit like that in the show. So I mean, he's pretty fucking
rough.
brutal. But this movie,
What about Tombstone?
it'd be a cool one. I want them. That's what I'm saying. I want them to do villains that they haven't done before yet.
You're right.
Like I said, Craven's a big one. I really want to see Morbius meet up with him, because Morbius was always more of a Spider-Man villain, and I love Morbius. I don't know how the movie's going to be, but I've always loved the character of Morbius. And then I know that Michael Keaton has a small part in the Morbius movie as Vulture, so I'm curious if that's going to
Interesting, yeah.
connect somehow or whatever. But someone made a good thing. They said they think maybe the end of this movie, though how it ended, they said they felt like maybe this was Sony's and Marvel's way of being like, okay, we brought him in, he's done the MCU, he's done the team ups, he's met everybody, now everybody's forgotten and he's going back to Sony now or whatever. Even though I'm pretty sure their deal together is, or they still have that deal together. So I'm kind of like,
I hope not, because if Sony takes him back, then there's
They're
a good
not
chance they won't be able to do Daredevil and Kingpin and
They're gonna
well, that's
lose
why.
a lot of money.
That's
if
why
they
I
do
think that I'm pretty sure that their deal together, they're still together. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I mean, but you guys kind of answered the one I was going to say. I was like, is there any other villains? I was going to ask if there's any other villains that you would like to see brought into the fold.
obviously everybody wants to see Venom. That's a big one, and I'm still.
Yeah, but if it's done correctly,
if they would stop fucking around,
Venom should have not been introduced until now, because until he comes in contact with Spider-Man.
right?
How about Chameleon?
Yeah, that's the one people don't really know about all that all that often.
Yeah, well,
But I think Black
they've
Cat
done
is a
mainly
good
the big
idea.
ones.
I think they
She's
should
never
have
been done in a movie.
Mr. Negative.
Yeah, deep cut.
That'd be weird.
But
I'm just thinking of people who are. They've done all the main ones,
There's somebody.
except for Craven.
There's somebody. I can't remember who he was.
they
He had-
haven't done Rhino correctly yet.
Yeah, true.
You know, they haven't really done Scorpion. He's been.
I
in-
want.
Who do you think would make a good Rhino? Like a classic Rhino, as in just him and a horn.
That'd
You
be,
know, like a big dude.
I want Patrick Warburton.
He's a bit too old.
Rock a rhino.
You know, if they did it, they'd bring in fucking Dwayne the Rock
Or like
Fag
Brock
Johnson.
Lesnar.
Oh God!
Brock Lesnar.
That's just somebody I pictured for some reason.
I'm trying to think.
They don't even. He doesn't even have to be like. I mean, he's got to be big, but
They could do that guy who played Rico in Mortal Kombat.
I mean,
that dude's 6'11".
and
Good
like
God.
CGI has come so far that they get CGI everything but his face.
Right.
True. Very true.
True.
Use
just
Josh
spitballing.
Brolin. He always plays big dudes.
True.
Yeah, true.
I mean, very true. I mean, hell, there's a character. I cannot think of his fucking name.
What universe is Jonah Hex in? Is that
that's a-
separate from Marvel and DC?
I can't remember. I think is it Dark Horse that does
Maybe.
Jonah? It might be Dark Horse.
Who is Jackal?
Oh, Jackal's really cool. He's like a fuck. I remember the name, but I can't remember what he does. There's a book I got laying over there. It's got all the shit in it.
Yeah, I've got the. Did I ever show you that book? My Marvel Origins
Is
book.
that all the villains in that?
Yeah,
book?
you can grab that book right there and you can flip through it. It's
The top one?
Yeah, the top one.
Oh, my shoulder!
One of my
Did you just get that?
No, I've had it for years.
Yeah, I just grabbed it from over there.
Shut up.
I've had somebody gave it to me for a Christmas present when I was young. God damn.
So, did you see the trailer for Morbius?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Actually, I love Morbius as a character. I think he's a fucking awesome character, but I don't.
How do you feel about 30 Seconds from Mars dude playing it? What's
I
his
don't-
fucking name?
Jared Leto?
Yeah, Jared Leto.
I don't mind Jared Leto. He's a really good actor, but
You think they're gonna fuck it up?
I don't know how it's going to be. They didn't make it rated R.
You just associate
again.
him with fucking up because of Joker.
Sometimes.
He's an Oscar winner. I don't know. I want it to be good, and I'm gonna go see it. But it pisses me off the fact that they made it PG-13. It also pisses me off that they made Blade PG-13. And I'm like, why? And then it still pisses me off that they made Venom PG-13, and then what they did with Venom and all that shit. So
And I don't think it was very long, and it might have just been like a short cameo. Because they've introduced Black Knight. Do you think they'll do a Spider-Man and Black Knight? Maybe like a cameo in that?
that would be cool.
I don't remember. I don't know how much of that was in the I know there was like they've met. Obviously, I just don't remember how long that was. What all they did.
I don't know if they've ever had like any full like
Like a full team up.
Yeah.
But I think there was at least an implementation. Like there was a cameo, pretty much helped him out with one thing, but it wasn't like a full-fledged team up. Also, are they going to do Secret Wars where he gets his black suit?
that would be cool.
What about a Scarlet Spider suit?
See, that's what I'm saying.
I think they need to stick with the classic suit they just got, and then because it looks so
later.
good. Yeah, but I think they need to stick with that, and then do the Secret Wars. They don't even have to do the full Secret Wars. They could just do enough of him to get his suit, the black suit, and then continue on from there. But I don't know.
Chameleon's the first villain I got to in this.
Yeah, the villain I'm thinking of, I think he's near the very end. I can't think of his fucking.
There's Craven. They work together, apparently.
Yeah, there's all kinds of there's different versions of the Sinister
Vulture.
Six.
He sure looks older in the comics.
Yeah, that's the classic Vulture. Because I think there's 4 or 5 different groups of the Sinister Six or something like that have
Right,
different,
Lizard, dude. Yeah, there's the
See,
classic.
I
there's
love the classic Electro thing,
that
but I
might
know
have been my favorite callback thing that it flashed.
But I
like
know that they couldn't do that suit in real life because they think it looks ridiculous. But to me, I've always loved.
They could have
Electro.
done a
He
modernized
had green on his suit, though, didn't he?
Yeah, but it wasn't fully,
Right. It ain't flamboyant like that.
He didn't. They could have just done what they did. They didn't have to do the full
Yeah, just
No,
mask,
I
but
was
just do the
looking-
electricity.
I mean,
I was looking at Mysterio's costume, and I noticed the eyes, the eyeballs, which is cool.
I really like Mysterio. I've always liked Mysterio anyway, but people like give him shit in the comics and the cartoon, claimed that he was like just too like goofy and dumb and shit like that. He's a magician. And I was like, but but the shit that he can do with all that like trippy ass shit, I was like, that shit's really fucking cool. But yeah, Craven's a huge one.
Sinister Six.
Yeah, see, there's different versions.
Yeah, that one had Sandman, Craven, Vulture, Octopus, Electro, Mysterio.
I know Venom's in a version of one. Apparently, I heard today that Venom was actually supposed to show up in the final fight of No Way Home with the other villains. I don't know how it would have worked, but
that'd have been crazy.
But
then Harry could have popped in then. Before he was.
But which Venom would it have been? Would it have been Topher
supposedly been
or Tom?
Apparently, it was Tom Hardy.
Topher
what if they both
back?
popped in? It was like, what the hell? Somebody says Eddie. They both go, what?
How do you think if we do get lucky enough
Gargan
to see Venom in Tom Holland's universe, like Tom Hardy's Venom, how do you think do you think that it'll go over well, or would you rather see Tom Hardy in the Andrew Garfield version? Because apparently, like I said, that's the universe he supposedly set in.
So they're going to
anyway.
restart that?
No, at the end of it, remember, he got sucked back to his thing. So supposedly,
no. Wait a minute. The reason he knew about Spider-Man was because he saw the whole announcement that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he got blipped to that world before he knew that.
Did he?
I
thought he saw that and then it blipped him.
No, but see, right before it blipped him, Venom was like, "Hey, I'm going to show you the high." He literally just says that before that he was like, "Yeah, the symbiotes have a hive mind that keeps stuff for millions of years and throughout universes," and he says, "I'm going to show it to you." And right when it shows that to him is when he blips. So it's like, I figure in that moment is when somehow he knew that.
The Molten Man.
I'm pretty sure, Jackal's in there too somewhere.
And the werewolf, or man-wolf.
Yeah, Morbius is in there. But I'm curious, I didn't know what...
I don't know, I think I would rather... It just depends. Like, if they do an Andrew Garfield, if they redo that, I think it's going to be just weird to have two different Spider-Mans running at one time. As much as I'd love to see Andrew Garfield again, I just don't know how they're going to do both of them going at the same time. Now, if they did just one more movie for Andrew,
like to wrap his
right,
thing up.
And let Tom Hardy come into that could be one way. Or...
Yeah, because I feel Andrew got shafted out of everybody else.
He did, but I just don't see how they could do 3 more Tom Hollands and then continue doing Andrew Garfield's. Because you're going to have 2 different Spider-Mans. It's going to get really, really big.
I don't know what
the aging and stuff.
Well, I don't know what the other projects is either quick, that's going to involve him.
This character, the Rose, was he in Daredevil? He's one of the Kingpin's underlings.
He could. I don't think he was, unless they did a different version of him. I can't remember.
Now, I heard that they were going to do a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, but they were going to do an animated version.
See, I didn't hear the animated version. Yeah, the Prowler.
Yeah, that's
Miles Morales.
Was Donald Glover's uncle or character, the Prowler.
That's right. He's mentioned in the Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he was in the first Spider-Man, wasn't he? The Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yes. Fuck. What? Damn. Yeah, I didn't see the thing about the animated, but I saw because apparently I read an article where they were talking to Tom Holland about them coming back. And he said they 3 of them just had a great time together. They said Toby loved being there, being a part of that, and Andrew loved being there and being a part of it. So it's like, it's cool. I wonder if he would be. It's the same thing if they did, but they said Toby's going to be live action too. So the animated thing.
The one I saw was potential for animated.
But the only reason I would want to do it, someone said if they did Toby's, do it like a Logan style, like I said, that would be really cool to do it like that. But
hanging up the suit.
If they did it, I would do it to where that would be both of their final movies, and then have actual closure to their series or whatever. That's how I would want it done. But.
Bring Topher Grace back.
The Punisher.
Dude, if they do The Punisher, it's got to be John Bernthal.
I don't know why they stopped with him.
And they said, John Bernthal, I think they asked him the other day, and he said, I will only come back if it's done correctly. He said, I'm not doing this watered down bullshit.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, and I know that's what they're going to do, because they ain't going to have a Disney Marvel of him, or Disney Marvel Punisher running around fucking, you
seen that
killing people.
You seen that movie?
Which pisses me off. Because none of his movies
They would have to do his
either.
like they did Logan as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Or the Deadpool.
Well, apparently they confirmed the other day that now Deadpool is officially in the MCU, and his next movie will be rated R. So I was like,
Wind River. You seen that?
it's a great movie.
Jeremy Renner.
I just watched that a couple days ago.
Fantastic. But that's my thing with the Punisher. That was a big worry I had with the Punisher.
It would be cool to see him come into it. It'd be cool to him to come in also with Daredevil at the same time. That would be cool as shit to see. Will they do it? Probably not. If they did, they would probably fuck up and get either someone else to play him, or they wouldn't do him correct.
Well, that's what they asked Vincent D'Onofrio the other day. They were like, well, is your version of Kingpin in Daredevil, is it the same version that's going to be that you have now in this world? And according to him, he said, yeah. He said, I'm not changing anything about the character. So, but
if it's up to him.
Phil Urich, a college dropout and the nephew of reporter Ben Urich, became the fourth Green Goblin after stumbling upon Harry's secret hideout.
Isn't Ben Urich?
So that could be something like with him going off to college.
Ben Urich, I think he was the reporter, the old man reporter in Daredevil, the show, in the first. Kingpin kills him. Oh, I don't want to give anything, but
the
yeah.
Wisp.
He didn't hear you.
But he, yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure. I think that was him.
You're not paying any attention. So.
I'm now.
I spoiled something, so don't.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear it.
So,
hey God, Rocket Racer. There's Black Cat. There's Black Kitty.
Jesus Christ.
Spider Woman. Number 2 and Spider Woman number 3. What the heck?
Yeah, they got different ones. I'm telling you,
They could
man.
have brought Spider Women in.
There's variants.
To this movie that just came out.
There's variants of every character in the movie, in all the different movies.
Oh, look at this green Spider-Man.
Jesus
There's
Christ.
The Hobgoblin, dude. Man, he looks freaky.
Yeah, no one can see that except you. I don't want to see it.
Show
I'm
and
talking
tell.
about
Too late.
the listeners.
Show and tell.
Well, they could look it up if they really cared.
But but before we wrapped it and everything, I was going to ask a few questions about. Was there anything else about No Way Home? Like anything that you guys, overall, like what did you? I'm curious here. What did your dad say at the end? If he talked to you at all about it, like
well, we usually ride together to go see it, but we didn't this time, so I didn't get to get his full input. Other than the fact that he really enjoyed it. So that's really all he said was it was great and he really enjoyed it. At some point I'll get to pick his brain about it, but just didn't get to yet.
I was going to ask about the original 3 and then the Andrew Garfield 2. Was there? I was going to ask I'll start with the Raimi trilogy. What was your biggest likes and dislikes about the original trilogy?
Oh God.
I know it's kind of a loaded question, but
it's been so long since I've seen them.
The dislikes?
They did a cool, they did the cool callback to Toby being able to just
Juggernaut.
Yep. Back to the question.
Fuck you.
I mean, we're trying to have a podcast here. You're over there reading a book.
You know what? I was interested. It was part of a question I got asked. So you can fuck off.
I like how they brought it up in the new one about him being able to shoot the web from his skin and it not being, his handmade
Organic
blasters.
and all that,
yeah. But that's one thing in the original that I didn't like. I was like, man, I wish they would have done it where he had to make his own blasters and stuff. Because I thought that was a little bit cooler.
Oh, Cloak and Dagger. That's another show I hadn't watched.
Chance. Hydro Man. What? I can look and speak.
The part with the fucking train threw me off. And I guess maybe I just didn't see that there was a train
I'm pretty
station.
sure, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they go past that.
Like somewhere close to the end? Because then what was the point of the stoppers? Like, where was it supposed to go? I don't know.
It's a good
I
point.
need to go back and rewatch it and see if there was a train station for people to get off.
If you watch it again, watch the I think it's Spider-Man 2.1. It's got the extended, so like the train sequence is extended, like the whole action sequence is longer. But damn, I can't remember. I'm pretty positive they do go past a train sequence or a train station. I'm pretty sure that they do.
I mean, I'd have to go back and rewatch it all. I remember.
Will you?
I remember some stuff that wasn't my favorite. I think a lot of it was just.
Do you think you've overlooked the nostalgic part of it now as you've gotten older, or now that superhero movies have kind of evolved as much as they have, or?
What do you mean overlooked?
Like like when you're a kid, you think it's the greatest thing ever. Because to me, that was like the first live action, like Spider-Man, Spider-Man, a superhero movie I've ever seen on
the Sam Raimi trilogy,
the big screen or whatever. So to me, maybe that's why I still love it, because I still
I still love it.
The people would argue you're just blinded by nostalgia. You have
but
the
it's the
goggles,
same. I think
goggles.
Something that like
Kane.
I don't know. I wish they would show his true potential in one of these movies. How strong Spider-Man actually is. I mean, he stopped a train. Yeah, a strain. And Tom Holland webbed together a boat, but he didn't hold the whole thing on his own. You know what I mean? He webbed a lot of it and then held some. But he's got such strong ass hits and such punching power that they don't show. And I know it's because they have to be able to make it somewhat even, but I don't know.
How about when he fell all the way to the dumpster and he was like, "My back, my back."
There's a fucking a part. He hit a car. Was it a car? Not a dumpster. It was right before he hits the car in that one scene. He says something like, "I need a strong focus to get his webs to start going again."
Strong focus on what I want or whatever.
Yeah. If you watch closely, when he hits that fucking cart, it's a Ford Focus, and he doesn't damage the car at all when he falls. So it's got strong focus.
I never realized that before.
Yeah, I don't remember where I saw that. And I went back and watched it.
That's pretty good.
Laughed at that.
Because I know you're not the biggest fan of Spider-Man 3, which I know a lot of people aren't. But
I haven't watched it in so long. I just didn't think that they didn't do a good job with Topher. I just don't think that was a good choice.
Well, Sam Raimi didn't even want him in the movie. He didn't want anything to do with Venom.
Have you built that?
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't.
Sorry, I know we're doing a podcast.
But he didn't even want him in the movie, and the studio's like, "No, Venom's big now. You got to put him in the movie." He wanted to focus on Sandman and.
See, I felt like
Harry.
Sandman was super rushed, and both Harry and Sandman were both super rushed. I don't know. I don't feel like Hobgoblin was. They just didn't do a strong enough job with him. They could have done a lot better. But
you mean New Goblin? That's what he was called in Spider-Man 3.
Anyway.
You mean New Goblin?
Okay. Are you joining us again? Because you haven't been with us for the past 20 minutes. You've been reading a book.
I've been discussing what I've found.
Did I?
Anyway. I hate him so much.
You mean New Goblin?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, because I think that
you started it.
Because they wanted because he just wanted to focus on the relationship with Harry. So because that was building for Harry. Because it's been building for three movies now. For 3 movies now, and then see, I'm pissed because it's like we were supposed to get a Spider-Man 4, and they even talked about a Spider-Man 4.
What were the plans for that going to be?
Vulture was going to be in it. And the only reason
Michael Keaton?
I don't know about Michael Keaton, but
I wish they would have finished up Andrew Garfield's and brought in the Sinister
6.
Yeah, I don't know why I forgot 6. I was just gonna say the Sinister, and then it was like.
Speaking of that, did y'all like that board game?
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you be down to play it again?
Yes.
Fuck you.
See, and that's how he sounds when he orders food, and he doesn't realize it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't say fuck you.
No, but you go, yes, okay.
Yeah, you got that
because I'm ill.
You got that real just
dickhead voice.
Because they won't hurry the fuck up.
I don't think you subconsciously mean to, or by any means, or
yeah,
whatever.
That's all.
It's not that aggressive, is it?
It's pretty
It
aggressive.
is pretty
Dude, when
aggressive.
we went to,
I'll
when
take
we-
The
your
last
word
time we
for it.
went, I like one point I looked at Mike like, God damn.
we went to Dairy Queen and me and him were in the back seat. You were ordered. I was like, bruh.
These people are gonna spit in our food because you're such a dick to them.
But yeah, the only reason we didn't get Spider-Man 4 was because of the studio wanted it done by a certain time and wanted this, and this done, and he was pretty much just like, yeah, fuck you. If I can't do the movie I
So
want to make, then fuck
Raimi?
you. Yeah. But it is cool that Sam Raimi is directing the new Doctor Strange movie. So I think that's going to be.
I'm not
Of course,
really
you know the
interested
director
in
of every movie.
Doctor
Well, it's
Strange.
Sam Raimi. I think it's going to be really good. The next one.
They say about every movie.
But same thing goes for
It's true.
the Amazing Spider-Man, the Mark Webb's. Is there any likes, dislikes about those two, the duology? Other than the fact that Andrew got fucked over, but
The fact that they didn't do more of them, the fact that Rhino was in a fucking mech suit.
well, dude, that's what I was gonna say. The marketing for the second one, I think that's a lot what ruined that movie because
think
they
so?
had Rhino as like marketed as one of the main villains. They showed Gwen's death in the trailer. And they gave everything away. They showed the entire movie
Well, that's
in the
how
trailer.
every movie is now. There's not been a movie come out that I haven't known exactly what was going to happen.
There's
through
only
the fucking
there's only a
trailers.
few directors out there that are over their trailers and won't show anything. Like Dune didn't know shit about Dune.
I still don't know what Dune's about,
And
and I already
I
watched
still
half
think it's
of
about
it.
a Dune.
Man. And it's so good. I went to that movie. I was so excited for that movie. That's my number 2 favorite movie of the year. But that
Behind this.
yeah, I think Spider-Man. This was just nostalgic reasons is why. But plus it's just the way it made me feel in my theater experience and all that. But
Which experience? Because you went 4 times.
the first one.
Okay.
Nobody's been as excited after every other time except for the first one.
You okay?
Yeah, it's like coming in on different sides or some shit. Maybe. I don't know. I'm like that kid from Hey Arnold that just breathes.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was it? Plus, people were pissed that they tried to cram too much into Spider-Man 2, which to me, I actually really enjoy that movie. People are like, oh,
I still like it.
they tried to cram
Spider-Man.
Sinister Six.
Oh,
They tried
yeah,
to cram
yeah.
all the shit with Gwen, and they're back and forth, and they
liked
try to
it,
do
too.
Hobgoblin, and then or Green Goblin, and then they try to do this, and then all that shit like that. And I was like, I actually really liked it, but
I didn't have a problem with it. Yeah.
like people
liked it.
for whatever they hated the back and forth with Gwen and Peter in that movie. I was like, dude, that's how it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
I just feel like they blamed Andrew for that movie, and really it was
Right.
the
They
studio.
always
It was
blame
the
the
studio.
actors.
He had no part in it.
They
and,
blame
you
the
know.
director and the actors without even looking at who's got their fucking fingers in their chocolate.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, that's the thing. You have the studio wanting one movie, and
Yeah.
the director wanted, because then apparently in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he wanted to focus more on like the death of Gwen and the consequences
What
that's
if
going to
they
happen
called
with
it
that.
the half decent Spider-Man 3? Then, if it was actually really good, it wouldn't.
No.
It would rise, to the occasion.
No,
or
Toby
whatever.
redeemed him.
But because they called it
him
the amazing Spider-Man 2, everybody thought it was going to be amazing, and it was half decent.
Because I thought it's the same thing.
Jesus Christ.
Because I thought,
It's a good point.
what's his name? Like Andrew, I liked him just as good as Toby. I mean, I know we've had that debate 100 times, but it's like, I've just, I don't know. I enjoyed him as Toby. As Andrew. As Spider-Man. Sorry, I was looking at my
Enjoyed
notes.
him as
I was
Toby.
looking at my notes. Sorry. What was y'all's favorite relationship out of the 3 movies? Like, did you like Gwen or who had the best chemistry? Did you like Gwen and Andrew, or Tom Holland and Zendaya? Or,
You mean like those two characters?
yeah, or Kristen Dunst, Kristen
Kristen
Dunst and Tobey Maguire.
Dunst.
I will say, if I was to put mine in order, it would be Andrew and Emma,
That's fair.
and then Tom and Zendaya, and then Toby and
Yeah, that was a big
Kristen.
That was a big complaint people had about that. They're like, why is she always getting kidnapped? She's always the damsel in distress. People like Gwen better because she was able to,
Yeah,
fend for
Kristen
herself.
Dunst is kind of awkward
I like-
and weird looking sometimes.
I like Zendaya and Tom because
They were great in
it's
this.
awkward. Like it's not
Well, they were great
it's like
in
they're
this
not
last
in a movie.
Well, they're
it's like
actually
they're
dating.
actually that could help. With
They
it.
are actually dating, so I think
Appreciate
then-
that little tidbit of information.
and then,
Now, can I get on with my point? Can I continue? Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay, that's all I had to say.
Well, then Andrew and
going home.
Andrew and what's her name, Emma Stone were dating when they did those movies.
Oh, and so, what's Toby and her wasn't dating?
No, not that I know of.
That
He was
That
too focused
affected
on
the
helping his
movie.
back.
My back. The sad part is I know how he feels now. As I've gotten older, I was like, I know how you feel,
he
man.
fell on the dumpster too.
My back feels that way from time to time. That's what I need when I go to work. I need one of you guys there to be like, yeah, you want me to pop it?
Didn't he break his glasses
Yeah.
too?
When
No,
he
he
drops
just
them.
couldn't wear them anymore.
Oh, okay.
He drops them at the end of the second one, and the lens falls out.
No, I
of
thought
it.
he was holding his glasses when he was like, my back.
No, it's probably he didn't break them at that moment. He was wearing them at that moment, but he didn't break them. Shockingly.
Bonesaw is ready. Sorry.
What's your favorite?
Got you for 3 minutes.
Favorite
minutes of
favorite lineup? Favorite couple?
yeah, I mean, I guess them. The
Bonesaw and Toby?
Zendaya and
It's
Tom.
a cute outfit. Did your
Zendaya
husband buy it for you?
For me, Zendaya and Tom, and I actually put Christian,
Kirsten?
yeah, and Toby second because I don't remember a whole lot about.
Kirsten Dunst?
I don't remember a whole lot about the other two.
You need to watch
and maybe
them
that's
again.
because
They
only had 2 movies
They had great
together.
chemistry though. They
Something.
were awesome together. But you need to
Yeah.
rewatch them again because they're. I think I'd probably in the same thing Joey's in.
Yeah.
I just
Because we're right.
It's not about being right, people.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
about voicing your opinions
Your opinion's wrong.
and telling everybody else that they should shut the fuck up.
I think I had a couple more here. Did when the first Raimi movie came out, did it have any kind of impact on you? Because I know both you guys are huge comic nerds. Like,
Well,
I don't remember.
costs money to see.
I don't remember. I don't remember like what I felt. I just know that I enjoyed it.
It was
2002, so you got to
seeing the
dig
Goblin-
back a little bit.
Seeing, yeah, I
That's-
mean, you're what? I'm 11 at that time.
That's
Seeing
20.
the
Yeah,
Goblin.
I was in second grade when that first one came out.
That's so long ago.
I feel like the Goblin scared me a little.
Did that? Yeah, that's
Maybe,
fair. I get
but
that.
I can't remember exactly.
That jump scare scene always got me. The last night, where he's in the lab or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, but you know,
You were 11? Were you born in 91?
No. You're right. So
I was
I'd
gonna say,
been
wait a
9.
minute.
I'd have been
That's
9.
what I've been sitting here thinking. I was like,
Math
that
is
ain't
hard.
right.
Math's hard.
I don't even know what math is.
So you'd be 9.
Yeah.
We were 9. He was 8. No, you were 9.
You mean New Goblin?
I'm going to cut you. God, I hate this guy. Why do we let him on here?
Did to me like Spider-Man and
That should be the
Daredevil.
title of this one.
New Goblin.
You mean New Goblin?
Spider-Man and Hop? Oh my God! Now I'm about to say
Look
it.
at 'em.
Spider-Man and Daredevil were my two like introductions to Marvel.
Right.
So it was so cool to see. I think that's why I've always loved both those characters so much.
I forget
but
about. Maybe I should bring Ben Affleck back as Daredevil.
as much as I don't hate that movie as everybody else does.
I didn't hate it.
I don't think I would. I don't. I
I'm
like him
kind of
better.
sick
as,
of Ben Affleck.
Is it because you've seen him as Batman?
I
now?
like him better as Batman than I did Daredevil.
I mean, I just don't like him on TV.
I like him better.
I'm tired of seeing that
In
fucking butt
Paycheck.
chin.
Don't want him in my house.
Better in Paycheck. You ever seen that?
Pieces of it.
That's a good movie. We need to watch that.
So I think that's why I don't know. I just felt,
I don't know.
fell in love
Like,
with it.
I think you have a stronger connection to film, so like you do get like an impact off of them. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it very
you
much.
guys can have that
from-
same.
Were you born
that
on the
same
set of a
impact.
movie film?
I don't.
Fucking wish. But yeah, you guys can have it. Yeah, but have you ever had a movie that's just strongly
But you won't let
affected
us have
you?
it. You won't let
No.
us see enough movies.
Like you never
first.
had something that's really just you're like fuck. Yeah, you know.
Okay, yeah.
I know this is off topic,
When
but
I
I am
seen
generally
A
curious.
Walk to Remember,
That's a great movie. That is a really good
that really made me sad.
movie.
That movie.
That I mean, it really is.
So every now and then I do get emotionally attached to a movie,
So Joey, there's been nothing.
but only in that way. Like I rarely am like standing up throwing shit. Like I hate this movie.
I mean, I'm not talking about, but I mean like emotionally, like. Because like I was telling you, that Tick Tick Boom did that for me this year. I was like, fucking A. Like that was, there's a lot of like stuff you just relate to that you grasp onto
Sometimes,
with
yeah.
certain characters that.
I like the Goonies a lot.
Jody's like, oh my God,
My
Jody's
name's
like,
Joey.
What's wrong with this guy?
If you want, I'll let you try again.
Joey's like, I just have no soul.
Dude, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've had movies where there's been moments that, like, hit me, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good moment.
Oh shit!
And, like,
about your neck.
but I don't think I've ever been, like, emotionally attached to a movie. I don't know.
That's fair. To me, that just seems so mind-boggling to me because I'm like, bruh.
I love The Fox and the Hound, but I've never, like, been, like,
Your face.
what? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but, like,
How about Bambi?
that was stupid. Why would I watch Bambi when I can watch Fox and the Hound? Fox and the Hound is 10 times worse.
I was
And
talking
it's
about
true, like,
emotionally.
sad
I was-
truth.
I was talking about emotionally. Like when
Emotionally, Fox and
Bambi's
the Hound.
mother died.
Who gives a fuck?
I did. When I was 11.
Old Yeller fucked me up when I was a kid, but
Todd's mother died in Fox and the Hound, so
Never seen it. Wouldn't give a
really?
shit if I did.
it's your loss.
really, you
Wouldn't
never
give a
seen
shit if I did.
His mother was killed, and then he
Deserved it.
That I'm going to hit
You've
you.
never seen Fox and the Hound, really?
Not all the way through.
But like I don't know. Like as much as I love the first X-Men movie when it came out, it was like Wolverine. I was finally getting to see Wolverine on the big screen. It was such a big deal. But looking back,
I think
that's all it was. Is like I just loved it in that moment. I still love the movies, but like I don't know. I don't.
So you've never had a movie like if you've walked out of it after it's over and been like it just stayed with you for a couple days on end. Like it's just you've thought about it. Kept
The
thinking
moment
about
I
it.
leave the movie theater is the same moment that bits and pieces from the movie, like everything that just happened, starts to leave my brain.
That is insane to me.
Like,
That
there's
is-
so
Walks
much-
out and he realizes it's real life.
that is
I
just
start
mind-boggling.
trying to think back to the Spider-Man movie, which I just watched. What, a week or two ago? 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
think so.
I'm having a hard time remembering all the shit that happened
That
because
is just
like I
mind-boggling to
don't
me.
retain that information. It's the same with like music. I love music. I listen to music every day. I can't name titles of songs, titles of bands, titles of albums. I don't retain
Bummer.
that information.
It's
It's a fucking terrible way to live. Don't get me wrong, because like nothing. I don't know. I'm just.
I could make Memento too, starring you.
I don't know what that is.
It's Christopher Nolan.
I'm sorry, I thought you'd maybe seen that.
If I had, I forgot.
Well, you like
about
Christopher Nolan. That's why
Well,
the reason, okay. That's just really just odd to me.
I'm
But it's
sorry.
just no, it's okay. It's just how some
I
people
think
are.
I'm just a realist. It's a movie. Jesus
I think
Christ.
certain movies affect you and stuff, but like not every one of them. Like
Well,
even
no,
if there's
I'm-
sad stuff in it,
I'm not
sometimes
saying-
I'm like, he deserved it.
I'm not saying I got an emotional connection to every fucking film that I watch or anything.
That's
but,
what it sounded like.
But it's like, I've noticed over the past 3 years in particular, there's certain movies I'll cry at a lot now more than I ever did before, and I don't know why.
Me and him
Certain
can't shed a tear.
certain shit will hit me
I don't
and,
cry
and,
over
and
anything
it'll
anymore.
fuck me up, and I'm like, God damn. Because like I said, even
What if we cry after the movie?
we were watching Spider-Man. Like I said, the part where they were talking, the part where he's talking about he couldn't save Gwen, I was like, and then it's the same. And then when fucking
Did you actually do that? Like
He
make that
cried on the
sound?
fourth
I
time.
no, I didn't do that, but my eyes got really watery.
The fourth
and
time he
shit.
went to see it, he did that.
I think I've got very emotional every time that I went to go see it. And then the part where he catches her and starts crying, I was it's just I don't know what it is.
That's cool. It shows that
I-
you have a special connection to movies and stuff. Why don't you
Well, Spider-Man's always been important to me anyway. I mean, I feel like that was strictly nostalgia.
I feel like you want to become like a movie director or something.
What gave you that idea?
I don't know, remember the Hallmark special you decided to write?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't even think about that, but you should go for it.
Dude, I have like I said, I have a short script that I need to finish.
We'll be actors for you. I'll play a girl if you need to.
You already agreed to it, so you're already in.
Damn it.
But I mean,
I'll put on some fake boobs and hair.
You gotta kiss him though. You okay with that?
Hey, fuck you. Okay.
You gotta pretend to like each other for the movie.
Right.
We can't.
It's called acting for a reason.
Not gonna.
Or if he gets really good at making CGI, I can do that.
Shit, I can't do that. I can't render that shit.
Render my penis.
What? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This went off the rails.
What were we talking about? Spider-Man?
yes, Spider-Man.
Spooderman.
Sorry, we got on the subject of film affecting. Yeah.
Sorry, that shit doesn't affect me anymore.
No, it's
in
okay.
life.
It's just it mind boggles me. Like I don't have a lot of emotional connection with a lot of things, but movies, I'm like I'll get emotional.
Every
and
time
like,
you wake up, you're surrounded by films.
Yeah, they're
all
all
I gotta do
over
is
this
look on the
fucking
wall.
room.
I remember when I watched that.
I remember I saw a movie like a couple months ago. It hit me so hard when I left the theater. When I was driving home, didn't turn on any music. No, it sat there and it stayed in my mind, and I was dead silent the whole way home.
Yeah, no. As soon as I get out of the theater, I'm like, all right, what you want to do?
Yeah.
And like immediately, I start thinking about like, what am I gonna do when I get home?
That movie is just over and over my
I
head.
feel like that
and
with
just drove all the way
games
home.
sometimes.
Maybe that's why I don't like. I don't know. Maybe I've just lost all of my.
But the sad part is you've done
humanity.
acting, and you are an actor. I mean, so
I'm just not emotionally attached to anything. Except like my wife and you guys.
It's a good answer. It's good that you didn't put us first.
True. Well, so I wonder if you ever come across a role that you read, like if you ever did, like in the future, where you were just like, wow, you could see yourself playing it, but a part of it stayed with you. I wonder if you could ever, if that opportunity ever arose, you just be like, yeah, that character stayed with me.
It'd have to be, I don't know, it'd have to be something I really want
You
to do.
like playing villains?
I don't think that.
Well, to him, they're not a villain. If a villain's not a villain, if you think about it that way, it makes it for a better villain because you don't think what you're doing is wrong.
It's true.
What?
Okay, that's the impact thing. To end the Spider-Man thing, I was going to ask, now that Tom Holland's got his trilogy, we've seen all the other trilogies, still to this day, what is your favorite Spider-Man?
Amazing Spider-Man wasn't a trilogy.
Duology. What is your favorite? What is your favorite? So now, who's still your favorite Spider-Man?
Andrew's still my favorite Spider-Man. Tobey's still my favorite Peter Parker. And Tom Holland's still just there.
A kid.
So he hadn't grown on, even after this movie, he hadn't grown on you at all?
No, like I said, it was a good movie, but if it didn't have Andrew and Tobey in it, it wouldn't be as good as it was.
But that's what he's going to be now. That's what he's going to become, that Spider-Man.
Okay, so ask me in a couple years when they do the next three.
Okay, fair
I like
enough.
Tom because he started out he's still a kid, but he started out as a kid.
Yeah, like that naive. He went from the naive, like, want to be an Avenger to this kid.
And as a fucking pampered brat.
But also he got to be introduced into these other stories like the other two did.
Well, now it's not
their fault, but
well, now he's like he said, he went from that to being, now he's made the sacrifice. He's had to know what it takes to be an actual hero. So now he's became the Spider-Man that we all know and love.
Maybe he'll do better in the next ones. And he didn't do a bad job. It wasn't like, I'm not saying he's a shitty Spider-Man.
He's just the third best out of three.
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah.
But did you like?
And if you ain't first, you're last. But
well, that's what I'm saying. I have to comprehend. I'm not saying he's a bad actor because he's really not. Because it's like, if you look at the scenes where Aunt May dies, or the scene where he's beating the shit out of Goblin at the end of it, I was like, bro, those are like just
Oh, the scene where he disappears when he's with Tony and
Infinity War.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, and that movie y'all were talking about, Devil All the Time or something like
great
that.
one.
I haven't seen that yet, but I want to.
Dude, it's really good.
He's fantastic in it. Like, he is a great actor. I just don't think.
I just hope
he's gonna be in Uncharted too.
Yeah, I just feel like the other Spider-Mans are above him, and that might change after his next ones come. But I don't know. If they do another Andrew Garfield, I might still like that more.
He's got a movie, not Andrew, but Tom, he's got a movie on Apple that he did earlier. I haven't seen it, but it's called Cherry. It's something about this true story about this guy. He's like a war veteran who gets addicted to drugs and shit. Like he starts robbing banks. People said it was actually pretty good.
He's so young looking though. I just find it weird.
Well, apparently the guy was young. The true story. I don't know if he gets discharged or what the story is.
When
or
are they going to start working on Satan's Abbey? With Tobey Maguire and Robert Downey Jr. Where they're the monks.
I don't think that would.
If we could ever get him on this podcast, I'd let you ask him that question.
That'd be funny.
That's something I'd love to do if we could get big enough where we could have celebrity interviews and stuff like that.
We'd have to move to a different location.
Well, I mean, we could have him on Skype or
they
something.
Can move here.
I'm just talking about we would need like an extra like office room.
Yeah, I would like to have we're just shooting this out of my bedroom.
And a fourth faceless person to do all the grunt work.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that's true. But you're still favorite Spider-Man, Peter? What do you mean you're not my Peter?
Yeah. I don't know. I like Tom. I like Tom's portrayal of him.
So you say is he your favorite now?
Out of those three, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. Second for me is Tobey because I started with him. Third is Andrew because he only got 2 movies.
But you can't hold that against him.
I just wanted to do it. No, I mean, I didn't really. It's one of those things, like he said, where none of them really bad. But if you have to rank them, that's how I would. But just those movies were.
But your ranking is wrong as long as you understand that.
See,
but those other 2 movies of his were not as strong to me story wise as the rest of them.
See, he's ranking it based on the movies. I'm ranking on the portrayal of Spider-Man.
I mean, you could rank it however.
To me, yeah, it's like the total package. You can't just look at one character, so you're wrong, sir.
You don't even have a total package.
They caught me off guard. Yeah, I don't know why I bothered sharing my opinion. I'm wrong.
I mean, as you know,
he's right.
I think mine is it's Tobey, Andrew, and Tom. And it's not
that answer is also wrong.
And I don't want that to take away from Andrew because I think Andrew is phenomenal. In my opinion, he's the best actor of the 3 to play Spider-Man because he's just a fantastic actor. Plus, and then Tobey don't really do much anymore. But I've got that.
Did you see that? And I know this is going off a little bit. Have you seen the Tobey and Andrew paparazzi videos?
Yes, they were at the airport or whatever.
It was both of them in the airport, and I think they were going for Spider-Man or something like that, or doing something recently, and it was both of them just like fucking irritated and pissed off the paparazzi. Then Tom Holland's like, "Hey!"
And it plays that fucking when it shows Tobey. Tobey's got them fucking eyes like that, and it plays like that. He's like looks back at the fucking paparazzi.
And then they both have the one with them in the car.
Oh my god.
Get the fuck out of the way! And then Andrew's doing the same shit. It's him and Emma Stone, and they were both like, "You're in the middle of the fucking road!"
There's a car there, motherfucker! And they've said, like, Tobey Maguire said he absolutely fucking hates paparazzi.
Would too.
But it's like, you can't have no fucking normal life. Or you got,
if I'm just trying to leave to go somewhere, and there's people like all up in my face, I would have smashed a camera.
Wait until you make like a weird face so they can put it on TMZ or something.
I make some bullshit article about you or something. That's usually how it goes. But
I don't blame him at all.
I don't know. I think my nostalgic factor is still there because, like I said, that was the first thing besides seeing comics and cartoons and all that shit like that. Actually seeing that on the big screen for the first time, I was like, "Holy!" That was like the coolest shit to me. And I remember when Spider-Man 2 was coming out, I watched the trailer for that movie. I don't know, over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Why?
I just loved it. I was so stoked.
What did you get out of the trailer?
It was fucking awesome. I don't know why, but I remember being at my grandma's house.
You watched the trailer more times than the movie?
Probably not now, but probably at that time, yeah, I did. But
this kid's a loser.
Leave me alone.
Spent all his time watching trailers. Did you sit there with your popcorn and your blanket, your little baby?
No, actually, I was like this. Why? That trailer every time.
Did you have your lollipop and your soda?
It was so good.
He's got a side TV just for his trailers. Oh, he's watching.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty funny right there. You gotta admit, that'd be a funny
Trailer. I really want, dude. And as soon as it would, because it like had the whole.
He's got a little notebook. He writes down what he wants to say.
It's like all
Takes notes of the trailers.
Dude, it's like all the things that were like was left at the first Spider-Man. Like they teased him in the trailer. You had the shit with him and Harry. You had Doc Ock. You had the fight scene teased and all that shit. And the music, the way the music built, and it ended the trailer with Harry pulling the mask off of him and shit like that. And I was like, oh! So I just immediately started over and watched it again.
I'm not getting any new information, but I'm gonna watch it again.
You know how exciting that shit was?
I think that's why it's funny for us, because like after we see it, we're just like, there's no point to watch these 2 minutes again. It's gonna be the same thing.
And that's what pisses me off, because I feel like the weird one. in
You
this thing.
should.
And it's like, I'm not the weird
Well,
one.
the rest of us were playing the Spider-Man games to get our fix from Spider-Man. He's over watching the trailer 1,000 times.
But we all do weird
I
shit.
played the computer game like multiple times. I beat it. I played it so many fucking times.
I had that. I wonder if I still got it.
I think
somewhere.
I still got it. It's the Activision one that they
Yeah.
did. I love that game. So I played that one multiple times too. But
That one was hard.
I loved.
I just remember fucking Ghost Rider coming up the side of that building.
Fucking Daredevil helps you out and all that shit. And Black Cat's in it. Mysterio's at the end of it. Carnage is in it. Venom's in it. There are a bunch of them are in it. Such a good. I think they released it on PlayStation. So I think I bought it again for PlayStation. But any other Spider-Man thoughts before we web out of here? Besides
With
the fact,
artificial webs or real webs?
either your choice. Before you guys give me hell, because make me feel like the fucking weird one. Because I have a passion for film.
Which one of the 3 Spider-Men do you think each of us would be?
He's Andrew by
Just because he likes him?
No, I mean he's just. I mean I could see him being the Andrew version.
Because I'm cool.
Yeah, you get 2 movies. We get 3, bud.
You wouldn't even be a Spider-Man.
I would.
You'd be Rhino.
I'd be everybody gets one. I'm not Russian.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you'd be like Scorpion. Your job would fuck you over.
I was gonna say, okay, what character would we be? If you had to,
I think Mike would be Harry.
Figures.
how about one Spider-Man
You be
villain to
Ned.
describe us,
One Spider-Man villain to describe
or
us.
who would we be in your opinion? Then we could go around.
Fuck.
That's not a villain.
We might be. We hadn't seen these new movies yet. I'd say Joe would be like Mysterio because he can pull off that, like the way
Fishbowl head?
like the way Jake Gyllenhaal did it, where he can play that like
He's really a good guy, but
real
he's-
calm, cool, collective. Then he'd be like, just turn around, and be like, "Fuck you."
Like what he was saying by like he wouldn't see himself as the villain.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. He just got fucked over in the process, so he's
Hmm.
the
Goblin just being insane or something.
Yeah, I could see you being like Hobgoblin or Green Goblin because I feel like if somebody was punching you in the face, I feel like you could just keep that persona of just laughing at them and shit like that. I feel like that would be a good,
I
good
think I
thing.
would agree.
I could see that for you. Somebody just wailing on you, just they're wailing on you. But what do you got?
What do you think for him?
I don't know. I didn't get no help, so you gotta come up with shit for me.
Okay.
Fucker.
Okay. Don't make me refer to the book.
Is that the one you were talking about?
That one, yeah.
I gotta find
I
that.
fucking love that. I think I still got it on PC. I think.
Maybe you could be Morbius or
His name is Michael, so
yeah, that's true. Well, I didn't even make. I just meant because with him being a vampire, does he hate the sun?
I think he's got all the same thing.
And like you never are out in the day, you can help it. Or maybe you could be like Tombstone or Hammerhead or something.
give me a Tommy gun if I'm Hammerhead.
I see you being like a character like that. Yeah, Tommy gun.
Oh God.
But Joey,
I just closed out of my Spider-Man villain tab that I had.
I thought we were talking about just from the movies.
Oh, I was going like full deep.
I was too. I think I could see him as Harry, the new Goblin.
Did you just do that just so you could say that again?
He did.
No, well, actually, no, just because he had the red hair in the comics.
I feel like that's typecasting.
Okay, then. Let's see. Let's find somebody else for you. How about Lizard? Because it means you would have to lose your arm first.
I'm not smart enough to be Lizard. Or Dr. Octavius.
True.
Or Norman Osborn.
They wasn't smart enough to be them either before they became them.
Well, Doc Ock didn't come it by choice. He was just a scientist.
Yeah, see, I'm not a scientist, so none of those fit me.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
I'm still putting my vote on you'd be Rhino.
Okay, then. You can be, let's see.
Dude, he was a tough villain in the PlayStation game.
Fuck yeah, he was.
In the new game, he's pretty tough, too.
Oh, I haven't beaten him.
That or I could see
He could be the Tinkerer.
I could see Spencer being Vulture, too. I could see him just flying around.
My nose.
I could see the original. I can see him being the original Electro with that fucking spandex suit.
Holy shit.
Spider-Man! I don't know why I come out like Skeletor.
Okay, he can be Shocker with that original fucking
I actually
queen size mattress looking suit he wears.
I dig the Shocker outfit. Like it's got the fucking like the red
cross.
with the cross. Like the
It's like he's wearing like a
I think it's awesome.
pantyhose or something.
But again, that's probably just a nostalgic factor. So I mean, but
God, here we go again. I don't know how he edited all those out of the last one.
I didn't. There's still some in there.
we'll just let him be Shocker since he's a background character and he doesn't get screen time.
Before we go, I wanted to ask you guys, since it's getting close, it's literally the day before the New Year's Eve. Any New Year's resolutions you got on the docket? Hoping to
You
be
know that I don't do that
a
shit.
New Year,
Pay
New
attention
You.
to the podcast more.
That's a good one. But I know Joey's is always New Year, New Me.
I want to get back to the gym.
It's going to be the exact same me. Nothing's changing.
Just a new year. New year, same
Say
you.
being more emotional during movies.
Nah, probably
There
not.
you go. There.
Be less emotional during
Maybe
movies.
a different job.
Yes. Everybody wish luck to Joey on that. He has an interview coming up
What kind of a resolution starts with maybe?
because it's how they are.
First of all, resolutions are ridiculous, and
People make them that way. Yeah.
yeah, people believe that's
Do a
actually
cartwheel.
going to do anything. You're an idiot.
You do a cartwheel.
It is now going to be my goal in life, and you've got to help me to find some kind of emotional charging movie for him.
get help. I didn't get
What?
help.
That was for the villain thing.
You're not going to find any kind of emotional charge from anything for me. I'm emotionally
Except for
dead.
fear. Except for fear.
Huh?
Except fear.
I'm not scared of anything.
Motherfucker, we went and seen The Nun.
Okay, I'm not scared of anything other than scary movies. And fish. And heights. Oh my god, trying to clean my gutters. I about killed my... I couldn't do it. I
You're
couldn't
just
do it.
shaking real bad.
I could do the
vertigo.
front of the house pretty good, but once I got to the back, it's so high up. Like I got halfway up the ladder, and I was like, "All right." So I just went back down, went back up the front, climbed on top, and then just like with a broom, just.
Let's tie him up and make him watch Batman and Robin over and over.
That's not going to bother me. I like that.
That's enough to.
How about just the clips of Arnold and his catchphrase?
I thought you said just.
fine.
I thought you said just the clits. I was like, what? I was like, what part is that? What part is that in the movie? Just the clits.
This is the hub version.
Did you find the
Grandma got butt fucked by a reindeer.
the Grinch swole Christmas?
Yeah. You remember that?
Oh, you did find it?
The mountains have peepers.
Anyway.
Oh shit! There's something else I was gonna ask. I still think now that we've had this conversation, now I know it'll never happen. But you know how I begged you for like over a year to watch A Star Is Born?
I'm never going to watch
Now
that.
I don't think even that would affect him now. That movie fucked
dead
me.
on the
It
inside.
fucked me so hard. I was like,
Guys, I am
He would be Morbius.
a hollow
He's dead on the
shell of a
inside.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's weird.
He would be like,
You know how much my wife hates it because like I don't get like excited for shit anymore.
It's hard to get
Which
excited
I've
for shit.
never been
now.
like one of those people anyway to be like super excited
I'll
for
look
shit.
forward to something, but
Exactly,
but not.
But I'm not like I don't.
you don't get giddy anymore.
I don't think I ever did. Like I asked my parents one time, I was like, "Would I ever like super excited for anything?" I'm like, no.
Man, something
Just
messed
dead
up must have
inside
happened
the day
to
you were born.
Yeah.
Just came out.
Were
Why
you
am
a
I
corpse when you came out?
I did die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to put me on a ventilator when I was born.
For how long?
It was like 24 hours.
That was it.
You remember that time?
I think his soul left his body then, and it never came back.
Am I like
a different soul came
Different
in.
soul
so like
came
the
in.
evil, like the evil Cartman?
The doppelganger came into him. He's the us version of himself. The
He's
real
the
him is
he's
somewhere
the Doppel
else.
Joey.
The real him is somewhere else. But
That movie
Well, I hope
idea,
he's
Doppel
doing better
Joey.
in life than I am.
that's what I That's what I
He
said.
doesn't have a life. He's floating around.
Not if he's a doppelganger.
The soul that
I
left.
really hate this guy.
So my mom said the other day, she's like, I wonder if there's multiple versions of us. When we went to go see that movie, of multiple versions. I said, well, if there's mine out there, I just hope he's fucking happy. That's all I can say.
Like there's a version of us where like I take kratom all the time.
God. Yeah, there's different where we just swapped. Our lives are just different, you know.
I dropped my knife on my nut.
And a version of you that works at.
We'll have to cut that out.
Oh.
It's all good. I can just bleep it again. But did you guys? Last question I wanted to ask: did you guys have any like top movies that you guys saw this year to wrap the year out? Did you guys have like any like at least I was gonna say top 10, but
Yeah, dude, I haven't even seen 10 movies.
I'll say 2. Do you
Like
guys
in
have any
theaters?
top 3 or 4 movies that
Like
you
just seen or seen in theaters?
that you've seen that came out this year? It don't have to be in theater; it could be streaming that's come out this year, or like, you know. I was gonna say any that, you know, connected with you and stayed with you, but clearly that is not an
Mortal
that is not
Kombat,
a
for me.
that is not a
Did Mortal Kombat come out this year?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, but clearly the
February, I think.
emotional part is not.
I don't even know what
available
else
here.
come out this year.
But that stayed with me. 'cause
Spider-Man would be one of them because it was really good.
I don't know. I got a list of the shit I've seen this year.
I know
You
Shang-Chi
seen the new
came
Ghostbusters?
out. I haven't seen it yet.
it's really
I haven't
good.
seen it. But I know Mortal Kombat because for me, the games growing up were I was big into the game.
I've seen 81 movies this year.
Yeah.
Where do you do you just log this into
There's
a
only
notes?
52 weeks in a year.
I've got
And he's seen 81 movies.
there's an app called Letterbox where you can review movies that you've seen. So that's all the ones I've seen this year. I've got
Damn.
it just yeah.
I mean, I'm quickly scrolling through, and I haven't seen any of these movies. Boss Level was really good, actually. That one came out this year.
I really like Boss Level. I thought that one was really
Venom,
good.
let there be carnage.
I don't think that was a top list. The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt wasn't bad.
Yeah, I didn't see that because I heard it had shitty reviews and I never got around to watching it.
Infinite sucked.
I didn't see that one. That's the one on Paramount, right?
I think so.
With Mark
No
Wahlberg?
Time to Die, but I haven't seen that.
Fucking good. So good.
You already watched it?
The Bond movie?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I bought it the other day.
When
did
you
it come
ask him,
out?
you already watched it. You know the answer.
October.
Oh, never mind. I just saw the trailer. It's out now or something like that.
And
I guess that
it
makes
came out on
DVD.
Blu-ray this past.
Oh.
You seen that movie Old?
Whoops.
Yeah,
Holes? I've seen Holes.
old.
I hate
Oh.
this fucking guy.
It's on my list.
Pig.
Yep.
Nick
I've
Cage.
seen it.
Finch. With Tom Hanks.
No, I actually haven't seen that one.
Wow. That's a shocker. There's a shocker. Last Night in Soho.
Yep. It was good. Dude, Antlers is really good. It finally fucking came out this
I
year.
just passed that.
Damn, that
yeah.
movie was good.
The Wrath of Man.
Yeah, it was really good.
That was cool. That's
like-
top
I like that one. a
top
lot.
3 for me, probably.
Candyman was really good. Oh, The Night House. That's in my top.
Night House. No, I'm thinking of Lighthouse.
Yeah, Lighthouse. Lighthouse is good too.
I thought you said Night House.
Night House did come out this year. I did
Clifford?
say night.
I'm thinking of Lighthouse. When did that come out?
2019.
Oh, well, I don't know what Night
I
House
know
is
one of
then.
Joey's The Eternals.
I actually want to. I actually want to show you guys The Night House.
I don't.
It's not scary. It's a psychological thriller.
I'm not going to get anything from it.
Halloween Kills.
It wasn't my favorite.
Wow.
I don't even know if it'd be in my top 10. It'd be in my top 10. Now, there's an alternative version coming, or an alternative cut of the movie coming out when it comes out on Blu-ray, so I'll see if that
That'll
changes
be his
any.
favorite.
I'll see if it changes any, but
Jungle Cruise.
I watched it when I was at the beach. It wasn't bad.
Snake Eyes. You seen that?
I had no interest in it.
No.
I just had no interest in it.
You just gonna name every movie that came out?
Suicide Squad.
Psycho Gorman came out in 2021.
Yeah, so good.
That was a good movie. Black Widow.
I like Black Widow.
I did too.
It's not my favorite, but I like
The
it.
Little Things.
That was really good.
That would
People
be.
shit all over that movie.
That was
They're
a
like, it was
great
terrible.
movie.
It sucked. I'm like, no, it didn't.
They're allowed to have
I
opinions.
wanted to watch the Palmer movie, but I never got around to it.
Coda, that's a really good movie.
Oh, was it?
We talked about it in the very first episode that we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I'm glad it was. And I'm glad it was Andrew Garfield. He got nominated for a Golden Globe for Tick Tick Boom.
House of Gucci.
It's good.
I ain't seen it. I just wanted to say it.
Till Death was pretty good.
Nobody was good.
I did like Nobody.
Malignant.
Yep. It was good.
I haven't seen it yet, but I wanted to. Remember, I wanted to see it, and I got fucking sick.
I bought it, so we can still watch it.
No, we can't.
Yeah, you've seen
you
it
see it,
already. You
Joey?
ruined it.
No.
There's a movie called.
fucking ruined
There's
it.
actually a movie I want to show Joey that I think you would like a lot called Riders of Justice. It's got Mads Mikkelsen in it, and it's really. I think you would really like it.
Major Grom Plague Doctor. Did you see that?
Say what now?
I almost fucked it up. Major Grom Plague Doctor.
I don't really know what the fuck that is.
It went straight to. I was gonna say Blu-ray, but it went straight to Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would say Spider-Man
Quiet Place
and
2.
The Little Things were my top two.
Quiet Place 2.
That's up there.
Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. I haven't seen it yet.
It wasn't my favorite. The first two were better.
Nothing's your favorite.
Spider-Man, Dune.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
I
That was
liked
in my
it.
top three.
It wasn't
I
my
never
favorite.
finished it.
It wasn't my favorite.
Of course you fucking didn't.
It was kind of boring and repetitive.
Your face is boring and repetitive.
I understand that.
Jepetitive. That's what I about said. Like Geppetto.
But I'll do a. I haven't made my list because there's a couple more movies I want to see before the year's over. Before
Is
I
that
make a
right?
list.
You have one day.
Yeah, get on it. Get the fuck.
You ain't got time.
Yeah, I do. I got time. I'll squeeze them
He
in.
said before the year's over.
I'll squeeze them in. Well, I don't have to make my list as soon as the year's over.
You have to make your list as soon as we leave.
I can't. There's movies I still haven't seen yet.
There's trailers, you mean?
When are you going to watch them? Tomorrow?
It's got to watch trailers.
Yeah, there's actually. I'm going to see that
You're going to see a movie tomorrow?
Nightmare Alley tomorrow.
This fuck. With who?
Probably myself.
How come you never invite me?
You want to go?
Every time I ask you to hang out, silence.
Do you want to
Dead
get?
silence.
Well, that's because
What's
it's
it about?
you.
I don't know. I just know that Del Toro did it. That's why I want to go see it.
Let's talk after the podcast.
Okay. What's your number one movie of the year?
Probably that. Probably Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. I agree.
2 for
Spider-Man.
me is Godzilla vs. Kong.
2's Dune.
3 is Mortal Kombat.
Dune was incredible. Probably goes.
Hey, fuck you.
How did you even see that?
My 3 would
see everything.
my 3 would be Spider-Man, Dune, and A Quiet Place 2. That'd probably be mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Joey? That's
Oh,
Spider-Man.
yeah, mine was Spider-Man and The Little Things.
That's right.
He has a top 2.
The Little Things is actually really
That
good.
was a
I'm
great
glad
movie.
to see that it got some love because people shat all over that fucking
If
movie.
you say it's a great movie, we know it sucks.
Who, him or me?
Every movie's a great movie in Mike's eyes.
That's not true.
That's true.
That is not true at all. I've seen plenty of dingers in my day.
He just did say that he hated Halloween Kills. Or
I
he
didn't- I
wasn't
didn't
his
say that I
favorite.
hated
That's
it.
true.
That's
Well, see? Damn it. What is going on?
What did you think of Beaster Day?
It's one of those movies that it's so bad that it's fucking hilarious. That's what it is. It's
It's
so
a bad movie. Just say that. Say
It
it's
is.
a bad movie.
It
Don't
is.
say it's so bad that it's
No,
good.
I would never
It's-
watch it by myself.
It's just bad.
It is bad, but I
Okay.
would never watch it by myself. But with you guys, it becomes fucking hilarious. That's why I love
I'll
watching it
never
with you
watch
guys.
that again.
It was entertaining to watch.
I
want to
watch Thanks Killing with you guys so bad. That nice tits, bitch. I just want to watch it with you guys so bad.
Jesus.
But all right, guys. Any departing words before we go?
Thanks for having me on.
I don't think we're gonna let him on next
Do
time.
it.
I'm kind of sick of looking at him.
We need to rearrange the room then.
We'll do hopefully we'll do Spencer brought up the idea of doing a Thing episode, so that'd be kind
I
of
would
fun.
love to talk about the thing.
Y'all can do that one. I don't really.
You gotta
have to
watch.
be a part of
You would
it.
like the movie, dude. You didn't watch the movie. I think you would really dig it.
Dude, it's really good. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
just don't have the time or the emotional
You can watch it
capacity
with us.
to care
Yeah, because
about another movie.
clearly, having no emotional ties to a movie is going to be a thing from now.
Since when have you cared about any movie you've seen?
That's true.
But the Goonies is something special to you, though.
Yeah, I love the Goonies.
See, that's special.
Goonies
to you.
never say die.
But
Whether or not you
I
have
don't. I don't ever leave that movie going like, oh god.
It's not made for that. I mean, but the fact that you have an emotional connection to that movie,
I have a nostalgic
connection, it's still important to you. That's a movie that's really important.
I think, and I know this is going to come off kind of shitty, but I think the only reason, and I do like the movie. I love the movie. It's my favorite movie, but at some point, I feel like it became my favorite movie because everyone expected me to have a favorite movie, and I'd never had one. So I was like, oh, The Goonies, because it's one of the oldest movies that I can remember loving as a kid. Huh?
That wasn't that shitty.
Well, it wasn't that shitty.
That's what you said. I'm just gonna come off kind of shitty.
Oh.
so. Yeah, you just
Like,
had
I just
for the
never really...
expectation.
Yeah, it was just like people expected you to have a favorite movie, and that ended up being mine. I do, like, it is my favorite movie, but I feel like it wasn't my favorite movie until I kept saying it was my favorite movie, and now I watch it all the time, and now it is.
Do you think your
movie.
favorite movie would ever change?
Probably not.
And I think it's hard to say what your favorite movie is because there's so many good ones, and there's
True.
and
I mean,
it's
there's-
like
there's
there's almost
movies.
no movie with it. What?
I mean, there's movies, but I don't know about good movies.
There's almost no way to get everything.
Have you
you're
ever
looking
walked out
for
of a
in
movie and you said, "Oh my god, I absolutely fucking no, not emotional connection or anything, but just been like, oh my god, I fucking love that."
Mad Max Fury Road.
Nope.
Really? There's never been like nothing that you've been like, holy shit, that was really good.
Everything I've ever seen, it's either been that was pretty good, that was good, or that was fucking terrible and wasted my time.
Wow.
Not even with like Endgame.
I'm learning so many new things about you today.
It was good. It was great. I enjoyed it.
He
but
doesn't. What he means is like he don't get too high or low with like anything.
It's always just low.
True.
I'm just low.
It's like he's always sitting
can't
like
look.
this, and then when a movie comes on, he's like a little bit, but then the movie comes off, he's like, it's back to this shit.
I mean, I didn't even get to enjoy Spider-Man because this one wouldn't shut the fuck up the whole time.
I had questions.
He'd say some stupid shit in the middle of what you said.
I don't know.
He would lean over and say something stupid, and then my dad would look at me, and I'd be like, I don't know.
both mentioned the Inception thing,
Yeah.
and yeah.
What did you have questions about?
He didn't. He just wanted to fuck with
You just
me.
bullshit.
I remember I told you I wish Toby would have come out doing his little dance.
Yeah. Right in
Came
the
out
middle
of
of
the portal.
Toby's like first little talk.
You're just like, God damn it, I just ruined it.
As soon as we see Toby and get that first little moment with him, Spencer's in my ear. He should have came out doing the dance. And like, so I missed the first things that Toby said, and I was like,
But did he care that much? No.
It was so. That's the part where he come out. He's like, I hope you don't mind. I just came out of this. Oh, it's gone.
yeah.
I mean, but
Why do you have that?
Why do I have what?
he plays with it every time we're here.
This one's mine.
Oh, that one is. Oh, sorry, I'm used to you fucking with that one. all
Yeah,
the time.
I just brought mine this time instead of playing
We are
with
not
his.
talking about penises.
He's playing with your penis. All right, guys. Any departing words? Any movie recommendations? Music? Podcast? Sticky Socks is pretty good. I recommend that one. I told you guys before the podcast started, but Sticky Socks podcast is fucking hilarious.
The Freddy show is pretty good. They just do Would You Rathers a lot. Music wise, I've been on a
The hell I haven't been listening to lately. Damn, I can't even remember.
it's a group called The Breathing Backwards. I've been listening to them a lot lately.
Yeah, I like their name. Never heard of them, but I like their
They
name.
have an album called Black Heart Emoji, and it was really good.
It sums up you perfectly.
Go see. These are not available in theaters, but go watch Wind River. It's
Great,
good.
fantastic movie.
Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
Different genre, but it's enjoyable. And Master of Disguise.
Freddy Got Fingered is one of those movies. It's so bad that it's good.
Like Beaster Day.
Movies, TV shows, anything?
The Witcher season 2 is good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now that I've been reading the books, I still like the series, but I am a little disappointed in that they changed a good amount of the stories.
Did you play the game?
I've played a little bit of 3 Wild Hunt. I haven't finished it. I need to go back and play it.
You don't finish 3. It just keeps going.
Oh,
It just keeps going.
But I love the books. Like Last Wish. I mean, I can't say I love the books. I've only finished the first one, Last Wish. It is super good. I'm on sort of Destiny right now. It's a great book so far. TV shows other than that, I've been finishing up
Friends.
Gundam. No, I'm fucking not watching that.
It is good.
Hunter x Hunter. I've been watching some of that. These are all animes. I never finished the Cowboy Bebop.
My brother-in-law
start
told me
that
to
one.
watch Hunter x Hunter.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Demon Slayer's great. It's only one season in a movie, but
The last show I finished was Hawkeye on Christmas Eve. That's what I finished.
Guy.
I didn't hate it. Like Sims, like everybody else doesn't like it, but I didn't mind it.
Me and my brother's still watching Supernatural. When we get done with that, I'll probably either watch one of the Marvel shows or maybe another season of American Horror Story.
See, I haven't finished all American Horror Story.
I haven't
either.
either. Last one I seen was Hotel.
I think it's the last one I saw. Only movie I'll recommend this week is
Rowan.
The Last Duel. Me and Joey talked about it before we
seen it?
went live. But
I want to.
I told him I watched it last week, and it's actually really good for a movie that bombed. It's actually really good with so much
Do
talent.
you ever say a movie sucks?
Yeah.
Tell me a movie that sucks.
Slender Man. There's a movie I watched last year called something. What the
Will
hell
you
was
ever
it?
agree with critics on a movie?
Yeah, I agree with him on the Slender Man movie. It sucked. There's what the hell was that movie last year? It's called something. Somebody. I don't know. It was terrible. It was. Oh my god, it was awful. But it
Stars Born.
So awful we
That
forgot
was-
the name.
That was good. Critics gave that movie like 5 stars, and it was high on Rotten Tomatoes. And I was like, "What the
You think
fuck?"
something so awful you wouldn't forget the name of the movie.
I said A Star Is Born.
It's not A Star Is Born. Star Is Born is phenomenal. If you have an emotional connection to movies, which
Do you have an emotional connection to every movie you've seen?
no, there's just dumb fun
if I
movies.
believe that.
There's just dumb fun movies. That's it. She dies tomorrow. It was fucking awful.
Did she die tomorrow?
It was, dude. That was
Well, it would be yesterday by now.
It was fucking bad. But yeah, watch The Last Duel. It's really good. 3 different stories. The last part of the movie where they're dueling is some really intense shit. If you're
Thanks for ruining it. I didn't know there was a duel in it.
if you're really involved in the story, it's a very intense duel at the end of it. Really good. And all right, guys, we'll wrap it on the Spider-Man episode. So
Hi, I'm Paul.
Don't tell Harry.
I think Don't Tell It Harry, the new Goblin, and something else has been said multiple times throughout this podcast. But
Fuck you.
all right, guys, any departing words before we go?
Yeah, that what he said.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
Go
tanks.
see Spider-Man if you want one of the people in the world that hasn't seen it yet. Go see Spider-Man.
We appreciate you.
Well, we told you the whole movie, but
Well, that's what I said. Hopefully,
so if
go
you
see the
hadn't
movie
seen it,
first.
you didn't listen to this.
yeah.
Come back to it, please. If obviously.
And subscribe to us if you like hearing our content. We'll
Yeah,
keep
you
making it.
can find us on all the regular podcast places, including iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Google now. Google Podcast. So
Google, iHeartRadio,
Stitcher. So yeah, you also find us on YouTube. We do a lot
Don't
of
tell Harry.
do a lot of gaming videos on there. If you want to come over and watch us get the bejesus scared out of
I'm gonna rub
us.
some dirt in your eye.
Hey,
All right, we gotta. I'm gonna kill him.
we got to what is it? We also put our podcast on there. What else? Got a link tree. Find us on all our socials. Remember to rate us wherever you find us. It really helps us out a lot. Leave a comment, like, whatever. Share us around and expect some more content coming your way.
Expect the unexpected.
Very, very soon.
With great power
Comes
comes
great
lots
movies.
of chicks.
And great movies that you will have an emotional connection to.
Unless you're Joey.
Shut up.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks for viewing.